Hello everyone, welcome to What If Issei Switched Lives with Vali and Got Adopted by Azazel movie. Before we start, please go support Kizunaddraig for writing that awesome fanfic. This is the translated version I made. There will be some mistaken character's gender, but of course Issei is a male. Issei Hyoudou is a boy who at the age of 12 sees how his parents sacrifice themselves so that he can escape at the hands of demons working for the son of Lucifer. Out of anger for those who killed his father, he activates his boosted gear and manages to escape after killing them. With that, he runs into the leader of Gregory Azazel who, seeing as he was the Sekiryuutei, decides to take care of him. Voli was a normal boy who at the age of 16 his mother tells him who his father is. So he decides to have small training sessions during his breaks and he manages to awaken his dividing, and shortly after that he is killed by a fallen angel, thus joining the Gremory group after the heiress of that clan revives him. This is the beginning. In a forest in some European country, a brown-haired boy was seen running while on his left arm there was a red gauntlet with a green gem in the center of the hand and ending in what appeared to be two golden horns. After a few minutes of running into a man, the boy got scared and tried to walk backwards, but slipped and fell to the ground. The man looked at him with curiosity and surprise when he saw the red gauntlet on the boy's left arm. "That gauntlet," said the man approaching the boy as he crawled away from him. "Hey kid, where are your parents?" "And I don't have them anymore," said the child, on the verge of tears. "They are dead." "What do you mean?" said the man, surprised. "They were killed by demons," said the boy clinging to his legs as he put his face in them and began to cry. "Some demons, huh?" said the man, touching his beard in understanding. "I know it's hard to believe, but it's the truth. They said they were demons and black wings came out of their backs," said the sad boy. "Why did they kill your parents?" the man asked. "They said it was because I was a danger and I should stop existing, but my parents didn't want me to die and they killed them when they tried to defend myself," said the boy, starting to cry once more, and after a minute he calmed down to look at the man in front of him. Well, he put the gauntlet in front of him and from the same arm red energy began to come out. "Why, you're going to want to kill me too, right?" "You're wrong, boy," said the man smiling. "I see that you have the potential to be someone very strong." "What do you mean?" the boy asked without lowering his hand. "You want to be strong so you never have to go through that again," the man said, smiling as he extended his hand. "If so, give me your hand and I'll train you to be strong." The boy was somewhat hesitant about whether to shake his hand or not, but a few seconds later he decided to do so. "Okay, and what's your name, boy?" the man asked, smiling. "My name is Issei Hyoudou." "Issei," said the brown-haired boy seriously. "And your name is?" "Azazel," said the man who had black hair with some golden strands. "And I am the leader of the fallen angels." The brunette was surprised and let go of the black-haired man's hand to raise his gauntlet once more. "How do I know you won't do the same thing as those who murdered my parents?" the brown-haired boy said seriously. "I can't trust anyone anymore." "Calm down kid, I promise I won't do anything to you," said the black-haired boy smiling. "So come with me." "Tell me, can I trust him?" the brown-haired man said to his serious gauntlet. "If you're right, he may be evil, but do you think I can at least trust him?" the boy asked his gauntlet. "Very well," said the brunette, staring at the black-haired man. "I will. I trust you, but if I see that you are lying, I will finish you off." When the young brown-haired man said that, the silhouette of a large red dragon appeared behind him, which managed to intimidate the fallen angel a little. "Okay, I promise I won't do anything to you," said the black-haired man smiling. "So let's go, this isn't a good place, so follow me." Saying that, the black-haired boy walks away from where he was while the brown-haired boy started to follow him. Time skip 5 years. Ciudad de Ku, Academia de Ku. In an academy in a city in Japan called Ku, it could be seen that there was a great battle between a boy in white armor against a black-haired man with 5 pairs of black wings. That battle was started by the man with black wings in order to create a new war with a legendary sword called Excalibur, although that was useless since that sword had been broken once again, and this time by a group of demons. After a few minutes, it was quickly gaining advantage for the black-haired man, who had hit the one in white armor, crashing him to the ground, thereby destroying the white armor, revealing a young albino man in the male uniform of the academy he attended. The uniform he was wearing was torn across the torso and had some wounds all over his body. "Ahaha, you gave me a good fight," Sekiryuutei said, the fallen one smiling, "but it still wasn't enough to defeat me, so you, your master as well as all the humans in the city will die today, and only because you weren't strong enough. Hahaha, maybe in a few years, not in less than 6 months, you would be strong enough to defeat me." "Damn it," said the albino, clenching his fists furiously. "I'm sorry Butcho, I'm not sorry Riaz, I couldn't protect you." Vali, said the one called Riaz, who was a red-haired girl with a great body, approaching the albino to hug him with a smile. "You did the best you could, since it is the Cadre Kakabeel that you have faced someone who survived the war with God, so you did the best." "If only I were stronger," said the albino, annoyed with himself. Everyone will die now, said the black-haired man named Kakabiel smiling while creating a large spear. So goodbye Ria's Gremory and Sekiryuutei, it's time for you to say goodbye to this world forever. But when he was about to do that, someone's voice was heard. Have you had enough fun? Kakabiel, someone in the sky said. Who is it? Said the black-haired man looking at the sky since the dome that protected the school was easily destroyed. When the dome was completely destroyed, blood-red armor could be seen flying. What is this pressure, said the albino getting up from the ground. My body feels a great force coming from it. The Welsh dragon. Said the black-haired man, both nervous and surprised. Welsh dragon? Said the albino in surprise. So he's my eternal rival. So you were lured by the white or red dragon? The black-haired man said nervously. You're intervening, Gaia. In a second, the one in red armor appeared on the black-haired man's back, ripped off 2 wings, and kicked him, causing great damage. What speed, said the albino surprised. I couldn't even see what he did. They are like feathers from a crow covered in shit, said the man in red armor seriously. Azazels are darker than eternal night. Are you playing with me? Said the black-haired man annoyed while feeling the pain of having lost 2 of his wings. The wings will be of no use to you where you are going, said the one in red armor seriously. Said the furious black-haired man, covering himself with a golden aura as he rose into the sky to create a gigantic spear of light, which was about 5 times bigger than him. Boost. The voice resonated, and with it the man in red armor created a sphere of red energy from his left hand, a good size but very small compared to the black-haired man's. Haha, that will be useless, said the black-haired man smiling. We'll see about that, said the one in the red armor hitting the red energy ball with his left arm so that a gigantic red torrent came out of it which impacted against the spear of light, destroying it into thousands of pieces. What? Said the black-haired man, surprised and with pain in his hands due to the impact of the torrent of power. My name is Draig, said the one in red armor. That was one of the abilities of my sacred gear, boosted gear. Every 10 seconds my power increases until it surpasses that of my opponent. Does a person's power increase to the point of being superior to his enemy? Said the albino, somewhat surprised. It's better for you to surrender, because soon I'll be stronger than I am right now, and I'll use you as food for the Cerberus, said the one in red armor to me. When that happens, you won't even be an ant. The Sekiryuutei divides the power of its opponent and grants it to it. The Sekiryuutei doubles its power, said the Redeed. The legend was true after all. You have disappointed me, Kakabiel. I thought you would be a worthy rival, but now you are just trembling with fear, said the one in the red armor, launching himself against the black-haired man to give him a very strong blow to the stomach, which makes the black-haired man Azazel ask me to bring you back, even if you beg me on the way. Saying that, the man in red armor began to hit the black-haired man's body repeatedly while he began to tear off his wings. The black-haired man screamed in pain as he felt his wings being easily ripped off. I think it's time to stop making you suffer, so thank Azazel for being merciful to you and letting you live, said the one in red armor flying at great speed, leaving only a red flash where he passed and finally bringing the black-haired man to the ground. Azazel, the black-haired man shouted, only to be slammed to the ground as he was defeated. As soon as that happened, a magical symbol that covered the entire school in golden color rose into the sky and disappeared into thousands of particles. I'll also need this shitty priest to answer several of my questions, said the one in red armor flying to where an albino in a priest suit was lying unconscious, then I'll end his life. You're ignoring me, Red, said someone as wings appeared on the back of the albino called Vali. Did the wings talk? The Redeed said, surprised. So you're awake, White, said a voice while the gem of the left gauntlet of the one in red armor. It's too bad we find ourselves in this kind of situation, said the voice with the white wings. Don't worry, said the voice in the gauntlet, while the one in the armor turned to look at the albino. We are destined to fight one day, these things will happen. Are the Sekiryuutei and the Sekiryuutei talking? The Redeed said, confused. See you later, Draig, said the voice of the gauntlet as the one in the armor turned around to retreat. Hey. What does this mean? Said the albino named Vali. Who the hell are you? It takes a lot of power to understand everything about this world, said the one in red armor. Become stronger if you want more answers. Saying that, the one in red armor disappears in a crimson flash, leaving everyone surprised and wondering who he was. Well, with that group of students from Ku Academy. Vali, are you okay? Said the Redeed approaching the young albino. That's right, Ria, said the albino standing up while clenching his fists. I'm still weak, I'll need more training if I want to defeat my eternal rival. Vali Kun, said a blonde while carrying a black and white sword. You are already very strong, you even gave a good fight to Kakabiel, although short, who not even we together could do. So maybe I'm the strongest here, but my rival the Sekiryuutei is much stronger, said the albino seriously. Red can't shine more than white. Vali, said the Redeed, worried about the boy who stole her heart and her pawn. Elsewhere you could see how the one known as Sekiryuutei who wore the red armor was taking Kakabiel and the albino somewhere, and while he was taking them, he met a black-haired man. "Hey, don't you think you've exaggerated a little?" said the black-haired man with golden locks on his forehead. "Maybe you're right," said the one in red armor looking at the cadre who was dragging without wings, "but what can be done? At least I did what you asked me to, eliminate one more plague." "You're right," said the black-haired man smiling, "you've become very strong, Issei." "You're right, Azazel," said the one in armor, his helmet disappearing, showing that he was a brown-haired boy with brown eyes. He was the same boy that Azazel had found 5 years ago. "Hi to Isay. It's been 5 years since I brought you here, and now you can beat a cadre, seriously, you're a real man in both senses," said the black-haired man smiling. "Let me take Kakabiel, she's waiting for you, and you know she gets angry when you make her wait." "Shit," said the brunette nervously, his armor disappearing. "I think I'll go fast." "Even though you're very strong, you can't control her, right?" said the black-haired man, smiling. "You know I'm only afraid of her," said the brunette nervously. "And how did your first encounter with your eternal rival Sekiryuutei go?" said the black-haired man smiling. "It's strong, but not enough for now," said the serious brown-haired man leaving. "You're right, for now it's not strong enough, but soon it will be," said the black-haired man seriously. Days later at an academy in Ku City, the albino Ku academy named Vali was heading towards the academy when he feels a pressure in the air which surprises him and then sees a brown-haired man with a red jacket, a black shirt under the jacket and black pants who was leaning on a red motorcycle. "An image so you know which one." "Who is he?" the albino asked seriously. "This would be the second time we meet," said the brunette moving away from his motorcycle to get closer and be about 4 meters from the albino. "What?" said the albino, confused. "Vanishing dragon, the Sekiryuutei Vali Kido," said the brown-haired boy leaning on the railing of the bridge to look at the albino with a smile. "I am Isay, the Sekiryuutei, Welsh dragon." "You are," the albino said, feeling even more pressure in the air. "Is this pressure his? Is this supposed to be a joke?" "You look totally helpless," said the brunette putting his index finger in front of the albino, which surprised him by its speed. "What if at this moment I were to cast some kind of magic on?" "If I'd," said the albino walking away, but he can't finish because he is interrupted by a blonde man and a blue-haired woman. "Have you had your fun yet?" said the nervous blonde with his sword at the albino's neck, just like the blue-haired girl. "I can't let you confront the Sekiryuutei," said the blue-haired girl nervously but without showing it. After that, more girls started arriving. "If I were you I would stop," said the brown-haired man smiling while looking seriously at the blonde and then at the blue-haired woman. "There is no chance that you will win against me if you were not even able to defeat Kakabiel, so if you do not want a riot to start where innocent people die because of your stupidity, you better leave." When the brown-haired boy said that, both the blonde and the blue-haired girl moved away from him and their swords disappeared. "Vali Kido, what do you think your strength level is in this world?" said the brown-haired boy smiling. "What?" said the albino, confused. "Your balance breaker, although for now it is incomplete, you would be among the 400 to 1,000 most powerful beings since you were able to fight Kakabiel," said the brown-haired man smiling. "What do you mean?" said the albino seriously. "It means that you are someone important. It would be better if you trained to become stronger," said the brown-haired man smiling. "Or was I wrong?" "Ria's Gremory." "Ria's?" said the albino surprised to see the redeed. "Sekiryuutei," said the redeed approaching the albino along with a white-haired loli and a great-bodied black-haired woman. "What do you want? You're involved with the fallen angels, it seems you're going to deal with us more than necessary." The Sekiryuutei and the Sekiryuutei, also known as the Celestial Dragons, those who were involved with 2 dragons, will never lead a quiet and peaceful life. "I wonder what will happen to you, but today I did not come to fight for their luck," said the brown-haired man moving away from them until he was in front of his motorcycle and putting on his helmet. "I still have several things to do, so this will be a temporary goodbye." Saying that, the brown-haired man starts his motorcycle to drive away from there at high speed, leaving everyone there nervous. The past of Sekiryuutei Vali. Vali Kido, who all he knows about his father was that he had abandoned his mother shortly after he was born and left with another woman, or so his mother told him, since he learned the truth at the age of 16, since his mother told him the whole truth behind his father. She told him that her father was a demon of great power, and although he could not believe it, she explained to him about supernatural beings and that all mythological beings existed, which left him surprised and astonished. Furthermore, she told him that because of that he was half demon and that the blood of the original demon Lucifer ran in his veins. That had left him even more surprised, but she said that he would have to become strong since his father or some other demon could send someone to kill them, since for him Vali's mother and Vali himself were less than scum, which made Vali feel even more resentment and hatred towards his father, which is why every time he could he trained to become stronger. After a month of short training, he had managed to awaken something he had not expected to have inside him. He was completely unaware of what he had managed to awaken, since a pair of white and blue wings had appeared on his back, and he did not know what they were for, although someone inside him had told him what they were. "So you're my new carrier, huh?" said a voice coming from the wings on his back, making the albino nervous. "Who are you?" the albino said, confused and nervous, since he didn't know who it was. "My name is Albion, better known as the Vanishing Dragon, one of the two celestial dragons, and you are my bear, the user of divine dividing, and I hope you are interesting, boy," said the voice in the wings, introducing itself as Albion, somewhat surprising the albino. "Tell me what your name is." "My name is Vali," said the serious albino, "and a question that is divine dividing." "Wow, it's a miracle that you made me wake up even without knowing what the sacred gear are," said Albion seriously, "but I'll tell you everything very well. The sacred gear are weapons given by the biblical God to some humans when they are born, and among the sacred gear there are some of great power called longinus. These weapons can even kill gods or the mass themselves if the bearer has absolute control over one of these. Among them are the divine dividing, which you have where I am locked up because the biblical God locked me up here, and there is also the boosted gear where the Welsh dragon Draig the Sekiryuutei and our eternal rival is, we the Sekiryuutei and the Sekiryuutei, are destined to fight eternally, which is why our bearers will be, and you will one day face the bearer of the Welsh dragon." Well, that's too much information, but I understood everything," said the albino, surprised. "And the sacred gear have powers, right? And if so, what power do I have?" "It's as simple as the name says, you can divide your opponent's power and make it yours, but there is a limit, and that is you. Well, you can absorb as much as you want, but as I said, be careful how much you absorb, because you could have an overload and become very weak. Leaving you at the mercy of the enemy," said Albion seriously, "but if you want to have power you have to train harder than now because the fallen angels and demons will try to kill you, since you are a threat to them as is the Sekiryuutei, so do your best, Vali." "I will do it, I will put our name Albion on high," said the albino smiling. "We will be known as the strongest Sekiryuutei of all time, and we will defeat the Sekiryuutei, since there can only be one celestial dragon in this world." "Haha, I like you, Vali. I will support you in whatever you want most," said Albion with a happy tone, "so become stronger." But those words spoken by Albion Vali Lucifer had further increased his training, although what happened 6 months after starting his new training with Albion, he couldn't believe much of that. After leaving class he had received a declaration from a beautiful black-haired girl who said her name was Yuma Amano and that she had fallen in love with a young Sekiryuutei, which left the albino surprised, but he felt a strange feeling, so he asked Albion about her and he said, "Her feelings were sincere, but she was not a human, she is a fallen angel, and you must be careful for now. Accept her invitation, maybe she will help us in the future," said Albion in the mind of the albino. "Very well," said the serious albino. Saying that, the albino Vali had accepted the girl's invitation to go on a date, even though that date would be on Sunday of that week, so he had prepared for anything. Their date was normal until sunset when they both stood in front of a fountain, where the black-haired girl turned to look at the albino with a look full of sadness which confused the albino. "Vali-kun, the few moments we lived together were some of the best I've ever experienced, but I regret that they are the last," said the black-haired girl, approaching the albino to give him a kiss and shed a few tears, leaving the albino even more confused. "If you hadn't been born with that sacred gear, maybe we would have been able to hang out more." When she said that, she put on a smile while tears came out of her eyes. "Wage-ah," the albino screamed in pain as he felt a spear in his abdomen that seemed to be made of light piercing him, causing him to fall to his knees and touching the spear, feeling great pain as he touched it. When he looked in front of him, he saw that Amano Yuma had grown a pair of black wings. "Looks like you did a good job," Rainer said, a man's voice coming from the albino's back. "You know I hate this, and even more so when Kakabiel-sama said that Azazel-sama had ordered this," said the black-haired girl, and white and sad at the same time. "Come on, he's just a dirty human, there are thousands, not millions like him," said the hooded man, "so don't get angry, Ray-chan. For me there is no one else identical to Vali," said the black-haired woman, looking sadly at the albino to take flight while whispering a last phrase, "I'm sorry." That day Vali the Sekiryuutei had died, or so he thought, since the last thing he saw was a red flash while a woman with crimson hair approached where he was. The next day Vali had woken up not knowing how he was still alive until he saw a note in one of the drawers of his furniture that said that someone would be looking for him that day, leaving him confused. When he decided to go to the academy that same day, he felt someone's gaze and saw that in the window of what was the old building, there was a beautiful woman with crimson hair looking at the albino with a smile, and then they entered the room once again, completely confusing the albino even more. After a few hours, Vali had received a visit from Sekiryuutei, known as one of the two Bishinen and princes of the Ku Academy, who said that Butcho was calling him, leaving the albino confused and even more so as to know who that person was, so he decided to be alert. When Vali decided to follow the blonde, he saw that they were going towards the old school building. There he could see a beautiful Redeed sitting at the desk in front of him, a small white-haired girl sitting in one of the armchairs eating a lollipop, and a black-haired girl with a great body, even bigger than the Redeeds, sitting in the other armchair drinking tea. When the Redeed saw the albino, she had introduced herself as Ria's Gremory, a high-class demon and heir to the Gremory clan, and in addition to that she told him that she was the albino's new master, confusing the albino until he explained to her that he died at the hands of the fallen, and she asked him to be reincarnated by using 7 pawns and a mutated pawn, and with that she also explained everything about what demons were. He couldn't refuse anything because if it weren't for her, he would be in the other world at that moment, and he had to accept being under the heiress's command. Days later Vali had found a beautiful, although for me she is not beautiful at all, blonde in nun's clothing, and she kindly asked him where the church in the city was, and Vali took her, and when she was close enough to the church, so that it could be seen from a distance, she felt a chill, and with that she said goodbye to the blonde girl, who said her name was Asia Argento. That same day he had received a severe conversation with Ria's Gremory, who said that for nothing in the world he should approach the church, since the demons and those of the church are natural enemies, being that with this he remembered the story of the Vanishing Dragon and the Welsh Dragon, that their carriers were natural enemies, being that he understood in addition to saying that he would do everything possible to not approach her. Although he could not fulfill that because just 2 days after that he met the same nun, and after being a few hours after both went out on a walk through the city, they had received a visit of a fallen angel which was Yuma Amano, which surprised the albino at the same time that he felt sad to see that girl the same as she felt when she saw the albino. She had asked him to hand over the nun to her, and the albino refused completely. She asked once more to hand her over, although when he had decided to activate his divine dividing, but he felt a great pain in his leg to see that there was a spear of light in that part. Looking up at the sky, he could see a hooded fallen angel who was the same one who had managed to kill him. He had called himself Donasik, and he looked at the albino with repulsion, making him annoyed by the look. He had ordered Rainer to take the nun Asia Argento to extract her sacred gear, where the albino had a bad feeling, and decided to take out the spear of light that he had in his leg. With that he had managed to feel a great pain, but even so, he had decided to ignore it to launch himself against the fallen one, who was surprised to see that he had managed to take out the spear of light, which should have been impossible, but it was not for the albino. He hit the fallen man's face, although it wasn't a very strong blow, but he had managed to fulfill the requirement, and with that he activated his divine dividing and divided the fallen man's power, so that with it the black-haired Rainer would kill the fallen man with a spear of light, ending the life of the fallen man called Donasik. A few minutes after the fight ended, so to speak, and the nun healed the albino's wounds, a red magic circle appeared near where the albino was, and with that the fallen angel Rainer had to leave, but not before she said goodbye to the albino, saying that they would see each other again soon. Vali had asked Ria's Gremory to reincarnate Asia, and she accepted since she saw potential among her pieces, since she was revived as his second bishop. A week after that, the young Sekiryuutei discovered that Ria's Gremory had a fiancé, although she did not seem to accept it, since her fiancé's name was Razor Phoenix, heir of the Phoenix clan, who was an arrogant high-class devil, and he had decided that this would be settled with a rating game, where if they won the engagement would be broken, but if they lost, she would have to agree to marry him. The deadline was 10 days for the rating game to begin. In those 10 days Vali had entered very hard since Albion told him that the only possibility to defeat him was to achieve the balance breaker, and although he had not rested to try to achieve it, Albion said that he needed a strong emotion to achieve it. The day of the battle arrived and one by one they were falling from Ria's Gremory's group. The first was Kaneko Taujo Ria's tower, the second was her queen Himejima Akeno, Kibayudo Ria's knight, until only leaving Ria's herself with several wounds, Asia Argento unconscious, and finally Vali Lucifer with serious injuries because he protected the nun from an attack by Razor's queen and the second only piece of the blonde. Ria, seeing that there was no way to win, had decided to give up, but Vali thought differently, and with that she told what she felt to the Redeed, achieving with it the balance breaker, although this was incomplete since Vali had made a deal with Albion to be able to use it, being that his limit was 4 minutes, and without wasting time, Vali launched himself against the blonde, being that after an intense fight, Vali managed to defeat the blonde Razor Phoenix. Although after that he fell unconscious, and with that the victory for the Gremory group. Days after that, they received the news that Kakabiel was gathering the Excalibur to reforge them into a new one, thereby creating a new war where neither Vali nor Rias would allow that. 2 days after receiving the news they had encountered the cadre Kakabiel, and although Vali had made the deal with Albion to use the balance breaker once again, it was not enough, and he was defeated by the cadre. "You were a good rival, but goodbye Sekiryuutei," said the black-haired man, creating a spear of light to try to throw it at Vali and Rias. "Are you having enough fun, Kakabiel?" someone in the sky said. With that, the energy field that surrounded him and from the sky appeared a resplendent red armor, being that he was the Sekiryuutei, and in a humiliating fight he had finished off Kakabiel, being that this was the first time that Vali saw his rival the Sekiryuutei and someone he should consider dangerous. Problems in the faction meeting. In a room you could see several people, among them a man over 20 years old with red hair, a girl of the same age with black hair and 2 pigtails. It was Serzich's Lucifer and Serafol Leviathan, 2 of the 4 current mass of the underworld and representatives of it. In front of them was a black-haired man with golden locks in front. He was Azazel, the cadre leader of Gregory. Next to him was Penemu, the strongest cadre woman of Gregory and representatives of Gregory. That will be Penemu's appearance. On one side of them were 2 blondes, one was a man around 30 years old, he was Michael the Overlord of Heaven, next to him was his sister Gabriel, the strongest angel woman of all in Shido Arena, both representing the angels. And just imagine Gabriel's appearance with his eyes in the shape of a cross. Behind the demons were Ria's Gremory with Vali, as well as Akeno Himejima, Kibayudo, Zenobia Quarta and Asia Argento, servants of Ria's Gremory. Behind Serafol Leviathan was Sona Citri, with her queen Tsubaki Shinra. The meeting for the peace treaty between the 3 great factions was going to be held in that place, but someone was missing, and that someone was the Sekiryuutei. Azazel, where is the Sekiryuutei? I've been informed that he's allied with you, the Redid said seriously. He should be here soon, said the black-haired man seriously. Always arriving when he wants, I think he should change that attitude, said the purple-haired Penemu seriously and annoyed. You don't do it because you spend your time, said the black-haired man, being hit on the head by the female cadre. Shut your damn mouth, Azazel, that's for your own good, said the purple-haired girl seriously and furiously. You very well, Penemu-sama, said the black-haired man fearfully. I think Issei is the only one who can control you. Be quiet, said the purple-haired woman, showing a gloomy face that scared all the men present. Well, when will the Sekiryuutei come? Michael said this time, still nervous because of the cadre's gaze. He will be here soon, said the black-haired man smiling. When he said that, the door of the room opened, showing a brunette with a red jacket underneath a black shirt and black pants with red tennis shoes. Sorry for the delay, said the brown-haired man without much importance. Sekiryuutei-kun, said the blonde angel Gabriel, throwing herself at the brunette to hug him. I've missed you so much, it's been 2 years. Georgia Gabriel, said the brown-haired boy, surprised and at the same time afraid to see the purple-haired girl expelling a dangerous aura. Alameda, I want you away from Isay, he's only mine, said the purple-haired girl, annoyed, pulling the brown-haired boy to put him on her breasts. He will never be yours, Palameda. Let me hug him, I haven't seen him for 2 years, said the blonde, pulling the brunette by the arm. Never, said the purple-haired girl, pulling the brown-haired man by the other arm. Let me go already, said the brunette, annoyed Gabriel. It's been a while, and yes, I'm sorry for not having communicated with you and Penemu, please, I've been with you more than 70% of my time, please, and you know that you have to share me even if you and I don't want to. PSK, that's true, said the purple-haired girl, annoyed, letting go of the brown-haired girl. So more for me, said the blonde, hugging the brown-haired boy more tightly. Sekiryuutei-kun, I really missed you, although I wasn't the only one, but Griselda-san missed you too. Please Gabriel, I still have dignity to maintain, said the brunette nervously. Very well, but then you will visit me as Griselda-san, said the blonde, releasing the brunette. When the brown-haired boy was going to stand behind the 2 representatives of Gregory, Ria's Gremory's knight, Zenobia Quarta, approached the brown-haired boy very seriously. Sekiryuutei, how do you know Griselda? Said the blue-haired woman seriously and with a cold look. Some time ago, after a certain incident, I met her after getting out of a fight where I almost died. Although you are not interested, and go with your mistress, said the brown-haired man seriously, if you do not want to get hurt. Zenobia, please come back, said the Redid Ria's, making her servant return. Very well, now that the Sekiryuutei has arrived, we can begin the meeting of the factions, said the Crimson Mao. You're right, said the blonde Michael, smiling. The meeting between the factions had begun, and after a few minutes it was time for the 2 celestial dragons to choose whether peace was right or not. I think now it's the turn of the celestial dragons, the Sekiryuutei and Sekiryuutei, to decide on the current situation, said the black-haired man, smiling, looking at the brown-haired man. What do you say, Issei? Peace is fine with me, said the brunette seriously. It's not that I don't care, but I have more important things to do right now. What kind of thing is it? Continuing to buck Penemu, said the black-haired boy, smiling, only to receive a punch from the purple-haired girl. What did I tell you about my private life with Isay, you damn pervert? Said the furious purple-haired girl. You very well, Penemu-sama, said the nervous black-haired man with a big bump on his head. So Isay, what is more important, as looking for more women? Should I tell you, or should we still be friends? Said the brunette seriously. Azazel, said the purple-haired girl, furious with the black-haired man, don't give my Isay any ideas. Very well, said the nervous black-haired man. Then, leaving my idiocies aside, what is more important? Just protect Penemu and her, said the brown-haired man seriously. I see, I think it makes sense coming from you, said the black-haired man smiling to look at Vali. What do you say, Sekiryuutei Vali Kido? Do you want peace or for everything to stay as it is now? It's a difficult decision, but I'm going for peace. I don't want any more problems than I already have, said the albino seriously. I would like to find strong people to fight with to make myself stronger and protect the people I love. How sentimental and idiotic, said the brown-haired man smiling. You must be that sentimental too, aren't you, Issei? Said the black-haired man smiling. But you want me to tell you or I'll break your face. The brunette said seriously. Ah, sigh, very well, you win, said the bored black-haired man. Then I think the meeting is over. When everyone was thinking about leaving, time stopped, although only for some. The only ones without stopping were the leaders, Zenobia, Irina, Rias being near Vali, Issei and Hyoudou. What happened? The albino said, confused. It seems they used the half-vampire's ability, said the black-haired man smiling. They have used one of my cute servants, that is unforgivable, said the retreat annoyed. But why didn't we just stop? Asked the albino. They, pointing to the leaders, for their great powers, they, pointing to Irina and Zenobia, for their sacred swords, you and I for our dragon powers and your mistress for being close to you, said the brown-haired man seriously. What are you saying? Azazel ended the problem in one fell swoop. Come on, Isay, do you want to ruin the alliance when it's just started? Said the black-haired man smiling. I'll go for Gasper, he's my cowhide and one of my companions, said the serious albino. I will accompany you, Vali, said the retreat seriously. After all, Gasper is my precious servant, so we will go. Very well, Vali, I'll leave Rias to you, said the serious retreat. It seems we have unexpected visitors, said the black-haired man looking out the window at several hooded magicians. Issei, how about you take care of them? Very well, I will do it, so I will get some exercise, said the brown-haired man taking out a pair of dragon wings to leave through the window, flying at great speed towards where the magicians were. You will see my power, useless pieces, balance breaker. Welsh dragon balance breaker. Draig's voice resonated as Issei was covered in a crimson armor with green gems that expelled a great amount of power. Is that your balance breaker, said the albino, impressed. I had to concentrate all my power in a single point to be able to use it, even though that gave me difficulty in doing so, and he does it as if it were nothing. That shows the difference in powers, damn it. Let's see what you trash can do, said the brown-haired man with his armor activated, which expelled a great amount of power. Finish him off, said one of the magicians, so that everyone could start launching their best attacks against the Sekiryuutei. But they were all stopped by small crimson spheres which destroyed the attacks of the magicians and in the process killed them, leaving only a few alive, but more came out. How pathetic, saying that the chestnut engulfs himself in crimson flames. Flaming dragon. Saying that, he launches himself against all the magicians, burning and killing dozens of them in a matter of seconds, thanks to his great speed and power, leaving many who did not know his power surprised. Is that his way of fighting? The albino said in a low voice, surprised. It's obvious he's in a different league. What are those flames around you? Asked a repeated Surziches to Azazel. It's just a technique he learned shortly after being able to use balance breaker. He only uses it to be able to finish them off quickly, said the black-haired man smiling. He also uses it when he's bored. The Sekiryuutei is amazing, said Mau Serafal, seeing the great power of the chestnut. Onisama, I'll go for Gasper, said the retreat seriously. He is my servant and part of my family, so I won't let anyone hurt him anymore. Very well, Ria, said the retreat looking at the albino. Vali, take care of her. Of course, Urziches Sama, said the serious albino. Saying that, they are both transported by a special magic circle to the occult club room to rescue Ria's Gremory servant. I think we'll have unexpected visitors, said the black-haired man smiling while a brown magic circle appears in front of everyone, and with it a brunette woman with a great body appears at the same time. A great explosion destroys the entire room where the meeting was taking place, being that those who were there managed to get out without a wound due to a force field that covered them. Wow, but it's no one else but Kateria Leviathan. Who would have thought that those false masks really wanted to ally themselves with the other inferior creatures, said the brunette annoyed. But how disgusting. Well, it seems someone owes you some manners, said the black-haired man, smiling. Kateria-chan, why? Said the black-haired Serafal sadly. Don't call me that, fake Mau, said the brunette annoyed. I should have that position as a descendant of the original Leviathan. Well, with the chestnut he was finishing off several magicians, but more came out which bothered him. PSK, this is already boring me, said the brown-haired man, charging crimson energy in his left fist. I think I'll finish off that bucking portal so they stop coming out. Useless dragon null blow. Saying that, the brown-haired boy throws himself at the magic circle to hit it with his left fist, destroying the entire circle and causing more magicians to stop appearing. So I think it's time to finish, said the brown-haired man, surrounding himself once more with crimson flames to finish off the rest of the magicians there. I think that's all, or not. When he said that, the brunette looked towards where the leaders were to see that a brunette woman had destroyed the room, but no one was hurt. I think I'll go arrest Kateria, the black-haired man said, smiling, if it's not a problem for you. She didn't cause this at all, and she must be punished, said the serious Reed. Very well then I will go, said the black-haired man smiling to head towards the exit of the dome, but there's no need, Azazel said the brown-haired man, appearing in front of the leaders. I will stop that woman myself, and if you die, all this will have been for nothing, right? Very well, but don't exaggerate, Issei said the black-haired man smiling as he returned to where the others were. Show what you have achieved with your training. Okay, you must be Kateria Leviathan, right? The brunette said seriously. Yes, you must be the current Sekiryuutei who rejected our invitation to be at the Cow's Bridge, said the annoyed brunette. I'm sorry, but since I know who the leader of Cow's Bridge is, I wouldn't join it even if I was crazy, because I have outstanding accounts with that old man, said the brunette seriously and annoyed, and secondly there are some women who would kill me if I joined Cow's Bridge, so I don't want to die if I've just left a child, so I'll pass. This left many confused and the cadre somewhat annoyed. The reason? For now, it remains unknown. Well, I don't care, once I beat you you'll join, and maybe I'll have fun with you, said the brunette smiling. I've heard that the Sekiryuutei of this generation is handsome. I will not deny anything, I will not affirm anything, said the brunette seriously, so let's start Kateria Leviathan. If you lose, maybe I'll make you my servant. Yeah, we'll see, Sekiryuutei, said the brunette, throwing herself at the brown-haired man to try to hit him with her fist full of brown aura. That's all, said the brunette, stopping the brunette's blow as if it were nothing. I think I expected a lot from the descendant of the original Leviathan. Stop underestimating your enemy, it will cost you dearly, said the brunette angrily, loading herself with even more brown aura to throw several spheres of great power towards the brunette. That's all. The bored brunette said, easily deflecting the spheres, surprising and annoying the brunette. It's time to show you what a good shot is. Saying that, Isay hits the brunette in the stomach, knocking the wind out of her and making her angry. Damn it, don't play with me, said the brunette angrily. Say what you want, Kateria, but for you it is impossible to beat me, said the brunette, moving away from the brunette. Even so, do you want to fight? Of course I won't give up, said the brunette as a magic circle in the shape of a snake appeared in her right hand. You won't be able to defeat me with this. Saying that, Kateria is enveloped in a dark energy which causes her power to increase greatly, surprising everyone. At the same time, time stopped being proof that Ria's Gremory had managed to rescue her servant. With that they quickly went to where the others were to be amazed by the power emitted by the descendant of the original Leviathan. What immense power, said the albino, surprised. How can someone have such great power? She used the office Ouroboros snake, said the black-haired man smiling. Ouroboros? The Redeed said in surprise. Is this someone to be feared? Asked the albino, who didn't know who this being was, but something told him that it was dangerous to confront this being. So it's the second strongest entity? Only below Great Red, said the Redeed. So Ouroboros dragon is allied with the Cow's Bridge. Who would have thought, said the black-haired man seriously to look at the albino. Hey Vali Kido, it would be better if you take a good look at this battle that the Sekiryuutei will have, since you will see what it is to obtain power through a strong feeling which feeds and increases the power of a dragon. Huh? Said the albino, confused. I think it's time for me to increase my power a little more, said the brown-haired boy smiling. Boost 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 explosion. A deep voice resonated from the Sekiryuutei's left gauntlet as it increased the Sekiryuutei's power, making it surpass the girl even more. This will end quickly, Kateria Leviathan, said the brunette, launching himself at the brunette at high speed. We'll see about that, Sekiryuutei, said the brunette, doing the same as the brown-haired man. Flaming blade of dragon, said the brown-haired man, standing in front of the girl to create a fire sword and attack the girl with it. What, said the brunette, to fall unconscious to the ground and at the same time be captured by the brown-haired man. I told you that you would be my servant, Kateria, and I will not let you die. Healing of dragon, said the brown-haired man as the brunette's body begins to shine where the wound was so that it closes without leaving any scar. With it the brown-haired man makes his helmet disappear, having a smile on his face. Now you will be mine for all eternity, Kateria. Saying that, Issei kisses the brunette, surprising everyone except the leaders of Gregory for what he did, as well as Cadre Penemu got angry for what the brunette did, but at the same time on the girl's left shoulder appeared the mark of the Sekiryuutei, surprising everyone for what had happened except Penemu, who already knew why that happened. What happened? The albino said, confused by what the Sekiryuutei had done. Issei has marked her as his. Now she can only be with Issei, and she will never be able to lie again when he asks her something, said the purple-haired girl seriously. Issei has only marked 3 women with her and me so far. 3, who will be the other one? Is the question that came to everyone who didn't know who the last one was. Vali has already seen my power, said the brunette seriously. Well, using a magic circle, he made the girl in his arms disappear, so you don't want to have a fight against me. I wish, but my current power is not enough to defeat you, said the albino seriously, clenching his fists angrily at the difference in their powers. Too bad, said the brown-haired boy with a smile. If you don't, I'll reveal your secret. Maybe you could have hidden it from your mistress and companions, but no one can fool me. What are you talking about? The albino said nervously. Do you want everyone to know your secret? Said the brown-haired boy smiling. Very well, if it is to keep that hidden, I will do it, said the albino seriously and nervously. Azazel, give him that, said the brown-haired man looking at the black-haired man. Very well, Issei, said the black-haired man, throwing a kind of bracelet to the albino, who catches it. If you use it, you will be able to use balance breaker at no cost. Very well, I will do it, said the albino, putting the bracelet on his right arm, then balance breaker. Banish and dragon balance breaker. Albion's voice resounded from Voli's wings, activating the albino's incomplete armor. With this, Voli's power increased considerably but was still below Issei's. Okay, let's start. Vali, said the brown-haired boy, launching himself at the albino. I'll wait for you here, Sekiryuutei, said the albino, staying where he was, and he manages to stop the blow, but his gauntlet suffers a good amount of damage, but he barely manages to restore it. Wow, you managed to stop the blow, you have good reflexes, my friend, said the brunette, smiling, but. Saying that, Issei disappears and appears on the albino's back, kicking him with great force, burying the albino in the ground. It won't be enough, said the brown-haired man, smiling. Use more power, or will I tell everything about you, Vali, or will I tell you your real name? I won't leave you, said the serious albino, throwing himself once more against the brown-haired boy. We'll see about that, said the brown-haired man, dodging the albino and hitting the albino in the stomach with his knee, making him vomit blood. You're weak. The albino screamed in pain as he felt the brown-haired boy's blows, the difference in their powers becoming increasingly clear. Come on, if you don't want them to suffer for what you've kept hidden, said the brunette, smiling, and maybe they'll leave you and look for someone better, maybe I'll make them mine. I will never allow that, said the furious albino, while his body expelled a large amount of white energy to launch itself against the brown-haired man and hit him repeatedly. I will never let you touch them. Very well, that's what Vali wanted to see, said the brown-haired man, smiling. So let's go, said the brunette, hitting the albino while keeping a big smile. In the sky, only red and white flashes could be seen as Riaz tried to go help the person she loved but was stopped by Surziches, as it would be death for her. Boost. Divide. The voices of both dragons resonated, increasing the power of their bearers more and more, but at one point they both hit each other in the face, thereby destroying their hooves. Picture so you can see how they hit each other. That's all. The brown-haired boy said, smiling. Not yet, said the serious albino, throwing himself against the brown-haired boy, but. Crack. His armor shattered into pieces as his body reached its limit and he fell to the ground weak. It seems like you need more training, said the brown-haired boy, smiling, but it was still a good fight, Vali, and that's why I won't say anything, even though I don't know anything. Damn it, said the furious albino. I'm leaving Penemu, I'll see you later where I'll be for a while, said the brown-haired man, disappearing through a magic circle. Ah, sigh, it seems like he really had fun, said the purple-haired girl, smiling. Well, I think the meeting is over for now, so I'll go too. Saying this, the cadre disappears through a magic circle. Well, as she said, everything is over, so I'll go too, bye, said the black-haired man, also leaving the place. A few days later, in the occult club room, Vali and his companions were confused and impressed to see Azazel on the armchair that belongs to Riaz and the Sekiryuutei sitting on one of the armchairs, while Penemu served him tea in a maid outfit, since nobody knew what was happening until Vali spoke. But what the hell does this mean? The albino asked, confused and annoyed. Why is Azazel here, and also the Sekiryuutei and the descendant of the original Leviathan? Well, you see, I'll be your new teacher, and I'll make you increase your hidden strength even more, said the black-haired man, smiling. And why is the Sekiryuutei here? Zenobia asked this time. He will now start studying with you, said the black-haired man, smiling. What? They all said in surprise. The brown-haired boy had spat out the tea when he heard that. Issei-sama is fine, said the worried brunette. Yes, said the brown-haired man, cleaning himself. Azazel, when the hell will I agree to study at this school? Was that Penemu's request, or are you going to refuse her request? Said the black-haired boy, smiling, making the brunette nervous. You win, said the brunette nervously. I can't refuse anything she asks of me. Ahaha, even if she's your wife, you can't deny her anything, said the black-haired man, smiling. Right. You know he's one of the people I'm most afraid of, said the brunette nervously. Very well, I hope you get along with me and Issei, said the black-haired man smiling, and also as I said I am going to train you, since future enemies will be more powerful, and you are very weak at the moment, Vali your training will focus on you fully awakening your balance breaker, since it will be essential for peace to remain standing since this way we will have more power to defend it. Very well, I will do whatever is necessary, said the serious albino. The days passed where Isay had to attend the Ku Academy at Penemu's request, since he gained fame among women, since they saw him as very attractive, but he didn't care about everything they told him. During the summer holidays, both the Gremory group with the Sekiryuutei and Kateria along with Azazel went to the underworld where the meeting for the union of the Christian factions with the Nordic faction and another faction would take place. Inside the place where the meeting would take place were Sona Sitri with her servants, Ria's Gremory's cousin Seryog Baal, whom Vali had just met at that time, who upon seeing both Vali and Isay, said that he would like to have a battle against the legendary celestial dragons, where neither of them refused. After a few minutes the meeting was about to begin, but something that no one expected was going to happen, and would surprise most of them. Is this going to take long? I'm bored, said the brunette, sighing in boredom. If you're bored then why did you come Sekiryuutei? Said the albino annoyed. It was Penemu's request, I can't refuse anything she asks of me, said the brunette seriously, she's one of the few people I have respect or fear for. You're shame, said the albino, smiling. To be afraid of a woman is pathetic. I would like to see you in my place when she is angry, I assure you that you will start to tremble, said the brunette seriously. If what you say, said the albino ignoring what the brown-haired man said. Do what you want, said the brown-haired man to get away from the group, but someone shouts. Bored. Hey, said the brown-haired boy nervously as he saw a little blonde girl with golden fox ears and 9 tails, as well as 2 dragon wings, with which the little girl, no older than 2, was flying, and who was caught by the brown-haired boy. Kunu. Dad, said the little blonde, lovingly hugging the brown-haired boy while her face showed tranquility and joy. Wait, if you're here then, said the brunette nervously to see a beautiful blonde kitsune a few meters away from him. Damn. The nada, said the blonde, quickly launching herself towards the brunette and hugging him with great love. After so long we see each other again. Sekiryuutei, who are they? Asked the albino confused as well as the Gremory group and Kateria. Well, how do I put it? Said the brunette nervously and with a slight blush. It's a pleasure, my name is Yusaka and I am the Yakuza leader. She is Kunu and she is my daughter, said the blonde pointing to the little girl in the brunette's arms, and I am one of the 2 wives of the Sekiryuutei and the first to have a child with him. Why? Everyone said, surprised by what the blonde said while Kateria looked a bit sad. It's true, I'm married to Yusaka as well as Penemu, said the brown-haired man seriously. That left everyone even more surprised. Dad, said the little half-kitsune half-dragon while smiling at the face of her father. The dragon's parental instincts and new surprises. Isay was hugged by a small blonde who showed a big smile while hugging the Sekiryuutei, who was no one like her father, who had not seen her in almost a year, since she wanted her father's affection. Although Isay was also happy to have his daughter with him, and even more so, seeing that one of his 2 wives was also with him, although he didn't know why they were both there. Isaka, tell me why you're here. I asked the brown-haired man, somewhat nervously. Penemu, it seems that you have finally gotten rid of the punishment after that incident, said the blonde smiling, or is it that you don't love me or your daughter anymore? Not at all, I will always love you just as I will love my little Kunu, said the brown-haired boy hugging the little blonde who feels even happier feeling her father's warm embrace. Dad, said the little blonde smiling. Hey Sekiryuutei, are you really telling us she's your wife and daughter? The albino said incredulously. So you, the one who felt superior and tried to intimidate me, has a family? How pathetic. What did you say? The brown-haired boy said, annoyed. Did you say that my Yusaka and Kunu are pathetic? If you understood, said the albino smiling. Hey, if you want to keep living, you better learn to keep quiet, said the brown-haired boy, grabbing the albino by the collar of his shirt to lift him up while with his other arm he carried Kunu, so you got it. If you want, whatever you want, said the serious albino. Isaka, it's true that Penemu took away my punishment, said the brown-haired man changing the subject while there was a smile on his face. That's right, he said that almost a year of not being able to see Kunu was enough and he lifted the punishment, said the blonde smiling. So, said the brown-haired boy with an even bigger smile. That's right, you can now hug Kunu like you did before, said the blonde smiling. Finally Kunu, I can finally hug you like I wanted, said the brunette hugging the little blonde even tighter. Dad, said the blonde smiling as she felt even more affection from her father. Seriously, you miss her, Isay, said Gregory Azazel behind the chestnut. That's right, said the brown-haired boy, annoyed. After all, it's your fault that I haven't been able to see my little Kunu all this time. Come on Isay, you know that was an accident and it wasn't my fault, said the nervous black-haired man. It doesn't matter, said the brown-haired boy, annoyed. Dad, said the little blonde, pulling the brown-haired boy's shirt, making him pay attention to her. Anada, it seems the Kunu wants to play with you, said the blonde, smiling. So my Kunu wants to play, said the brunette, smiling as he stroked the little blonde's head. Play, said the little blonde, smiling. Okay, let's play Kunu, said the brown-haired boy, smiling, but first of all, a little gift. Saying that, Issei appears in his left hand a small red dragon large enough for little Kunu to take. If you keep it with you, I will always help you, my little one, said the brown-haired boy, hugging the little girl. Dad, said the little blonde, smiling as she took out her little dragon wings and flew away, even though she wanted to be chased by her father. So you want to play like this? Okay, said the brunette, smiling. But when he thought about going for her, the governor of the fallen angels grabbed him by the shoulder. Issei, I think that before you leave you should explain to the others of the Gremory group how you met Yusaka and how you had to marry them, said the black-haired man seriously. Do I really have to do this? The brunette said, annoyed. If you don't do it, I'll have to tell Penemu to return your punishment, said the black-haired man, smiling. Very well, said the defeated brown-haired boy, only because I don't want to be taken away from Kunu or Yusaka. Well, I met Yusaka about 2 years ago when I had already finished my training with Azazel, or well, I would take a break with which I decided to travel throughout the supernatural world, being that my first stop was the Yaokai territory, where when I arrived, I could only see destruction because someone had attacked it before I arrived. Do you know who that someone is? The albino asked seriously. That's his name, Rizavam Livan Lucifer, said the serious brown-haired man, the man who killed my parents. So you faced the son of the original Mau? The Redeed said, surprised. Unbelievable, but I heard he was a super demon who even rivals Onisama. That's right, he was strong. I had to use my maximum and forbidden power to fight him, but even so, it was useless. His power was very far from what I had, said the brunette seriously. If it weren't for him being so confident, he would be dead. When you say forbidden you mean said the albino, understanding what the brown-haired man was saying. That's the Juggernaut drive, the form that releases a bit of Dreg and Albion's power before being sealed, although in exchange you lose vitality, said the brown-haired man seriously. Yusaka was able to return all that vitality due to jutsus, although she didn't have much time there. I asked her to do it as quickly as she could, and well, she ended up using Bichua jutsu, and from there Kunu was born since Yusaka was in her mating season. When the lowly of the group Kaneko Toju heard that, she became quite nervous, while a slight blush appeared on her face. What is this Bichua jutsu? The albino asked, confused. Ask that to the little tower of Ria's Gremory, she should know better than anyone by her face, said the brunette, smiling, while everyone turned to see the little Kaneko. What is that, Kaneko? The Redeed asked. It's when two people become one so they can channel energy directly, said the nervous and blushing lowly, although everyone quickly understood what it was and blushed or got nervous. In a nutshell, it's S-Hex. Well, I think that's all you need to know, said the brown-haired man seriously. If Azazel allows me, I'll go. But when he was about to leave in the direction where his daughter had gone, he heard her scream. Daddy! The little blonde shouted, but the brunette stood completely still. Issei's body was surrounded by a crimson aura as the Gregory leader had become nervous. Damn, I'm getting out of here, everyone taking cover, said the black-haired Azazel, putting on a military helmet as he got under a table while trembling in fear. What? They all said, confused when they saw what he did. The hell made my little Kunu scream, said the brown-haired boy with a much deeper voice as his pupils shrank. When he said that, an enormous pressure was felt in the place, since everyone in the Gremory group had become nervous, as well as Kateria and Yusaka, who knew what had happened and feared for whoever had angered her husband. At a certain distance there were two demons in front of the little blonde who was lying on the ground crying. That brat has fed me up, said a black-haired man with an air of grandeur. You're right, but I think she'll be useful in my entourage. Ha, her power is somewhat high for a brat, said a blue-haired man with brown skin, smiling. Very well, then make her yours. After all, I already have someone in mind, said the black-haired man, smiling. Very well, said the blue-haired boy, trying to bring his hand closer to the little blonde, but she bites him. TSK, you damn brat, you must behave with your new master. Saying that, the blue-haired man slapped the little blonde again, leaving her cheek even more marked, and at the same time a trickle of blood came out of her mouth. Why dad, the little blonde cried. You've already fed me up, said the blue-haired man, but before touching her again, he feels a great pressure in the air and he starts to sweat without knowing why. But what? What the hell, said the nervous black-haired man. Who of you was the very wife who did that to my daughter? Said the brown-haired man, using his armor which emitted a great amount of power which was surpassing the Mau class. Who are you, trash? Said the blue-haired man, completely ignoring the crimson aura surrounding Issei's armor, as well as the brown-haired man's power. I am the one who will take you to the end of the crimson purgatory. I am the Sekiryuutei and what you have done is unforgivable, said Issei furiously. A mere human, huh? And what did I do, beating up this simple abandoned brat? Said the blue-haired man, kicking the little blonde in the chest, which was a grave mistake. Don't give me that. When he was about to say something, his face was buried in the ground with a single blow, leaving only a huge pool of blood where the demon's face had been. Never do that, said the furious brown-haired boy. Not bad for a human, said the black-haired man smiling, but I am the brother of the Mau Beelzebub, so it is impossible for you to beat me. Did you hit Kunu too, the brunette asked angrily. That's right, and what's your problem? The black-haired man said, smiling. She's meeting. You will pay for what you have done, said the furious brunette appearing in front of the black-haired man, hitting him in the stomach, making him vomit a large amount of blood. Madam, a simple human won't beat me, said the black-haired man as he sees the brown-haired man in front of him, which makes him afraid. I am a dragon and what you have done is unforgivable, said the brown-haired boy, hitting him on the arm, sending him flying with his arm broken. Then ignore the words that appear in the image XD. Damn Bakemono, said the black-haired man with fear. That's right, I'm a Bakemono, said the brown-haired boy smiling as he grabbed the black-haired boy's shirt as he decided to make his helmet disappear, showing absolute anger, and if you get close to my Kunu again you'll be dead, do you understand? Why yes boo, but don't kill me, said the black-haired man fearfully. It's too late to beg for mercy, scum, said the brown-haired man, charging his fist with a large amount of crimson aura sodai. When Isay was about to hit the black-haired man, his fist was stopped by another person. Sekiryuutei, you better stop, you've already taken the life of a demon, is that not enough? Said the Crimson Mau Sekiryuutei's Lucifer seriously. It will not be enough for me when everyone who touched Kunu is dead and everyone who interfered will die, said the brown-haired boy with great anger that even made Sekiryuutei a little nervous. Isay, you better stop and hug Kunu, said the blonde Yusaka approaching the brunette, she needs you. Very well, said the brown-haired man, hugging the little kitsune dragon who, when she felt her father's arms, smiled a little but tears still ran down her face. Don't worry Kunu, I will help you so you don't suffer anymore. Saying that Isay spreads his wings and covers his entire body with them along with the little blonde. With this the place is filled with a crimson glow, so that a few seconds later the glow disappears, and with this Isay makes his wings disappear, while the little blonde had no tears and there was only a smile. Sekiryuutei's Lucifer, heal that shitty demon on the ground, said the brown-haired man seriously, he's still alive maybe. Saying that Isay walks away with Yusaka, leaving the current Mau Lucifer nervous and impressed. Wow, that's the power of a furious dragon, said the redeed nervously, I never thought I'd see such fury and power in my entire life. Well, where the Gremory group was. The Sekiryuutei is an aberration, the albino said nervously. How can he possibly have that power? We haven't been fighting side by side for less than a month. Vali Keto, that's just a part of Issei's anger, said Azazel, showing his face under the table while still trembling. I've already felt his anger, and it's scary when it's directed at you, he's a real monster, he even tore off my left arm. Saying that Azazel removes his left arm, which was only a prosthesis created by him. He did that? The albino said, surprised. Although it was to be expected of him, he easily finished off Kakabiel. But he did it without his armor and didn't even activate the boosted gear, and he told me that he was merciful just because I saved him, said the nervous black-haired man. He is scary, very scary. He made Azazel afraid of him. I must become stronger, said the nervous albino. Why, if that's what you want, in your mistress Ria's Gremory's territory there is a dragon who can train you quite a bit, said the nervous black-haired man, and he will also train Issei to control his anger a little. I see, said the albino seriously, I think that training would be perfect. After the meeting and the inconveniences ceased, the Mau Lucifer contacted the ex-dragon King Tannen to train Issei and Vali, which the dragon did not refuse at all, deciding that their training would last a full month. After that month the rating game for young demons had begun, where the first match was Rias vs Sona, where the heiress of the Gremory clan won with the help of the divine dividing of the young Sekiryuutei. After that it would be the battle of Rias vs Diodora, where in his previous fight he had shown an abnormal power, according to those who saw the fight of him against the heiress Agares, but they let it pass. More than 30 minutes had passed, and the Gremory group had not received any indication that the rating game was starting, and without warning a magic circle appeared in front of them, from which the Sekiryuutei Issei had emerged with a face full of seriousness. Hey, what's going on? And why are you here? The albino asked seriously. That's simple, the rating game has been cancelled since the place was taken by the Cow's Bridge, said the brown-haired man seriously, and Azazel sent me to tell you this and to support you in whatever way, sigh, and don't think that I like this, but I can't do anything. How is it possible for Cow's Bridge to take control of this place? The confused Redeed said. I don't even know that, but I only know that something is giving me a bad feeling, said the brown-haired man seriously while in the sky several magic circles appeared, from which demons came out. So the cow's bridge is coming to attack us head-on, huh? Said the brunette smiling while feeling familiar with the moment as if it were a deja, or however it is written, huh? Because this seems familiar to me. Hiya. They all heard a scream from behind them to see how Diodora Asteroid had the unconscious Asia Argento with him. Hey, damn it, go back to Asia, said the albino, annoyed. I'm sorry Sekiryuutei, but she is more important to me than to you, and if you want to get her back, you will have to defeat all these demons from the cow's bridge. If you succeed, I will be waiting for you. Goodbye, said the black-haired man smiling as he disappeared in a magic circle. Damn it, said the furious albino, unable to prevent his companion from being taken away. You go for the nun, said the brunette seriously. I on the other hand will eliminate all the demons and then catch up with you, so go quickly. What? It's impossible for me to leave all this to you, Sekiryuutei, the albino said, annoyed. You may be the strongest Sekiryuutei of all, but for you this is impossible. It's more than 1,000 demons. That's not enough, said the brown-haired man, smiling, so get going before I change my mind. Vali, let's go, said Riaz, pulling the albino. Trust him, after all he is in a completely different league than ours. TSK, very well, said the albino, walking away with the Gremory group. Let's finish off that human and then eliminate the false Mayu's sister and her servant, said one of the demons. I think you are underestimating me, and that will cost you dearly, said the brown-haired man smiling. Balance breaker. Saying that Issei activates his armor to take flight and be in the middle of all the demons. What do you think about facing the legendary Sekiryuutei? Said the brown-haired man smiling, and if you think you are a big fan, then let me tell you that you are at a disadvantage in the lower classes dragon shoot. Saying that Isay releases a huge torrent which ends the lives of more than 20% of the demons, which makes them all nervous. And I haven't shown my full power yet, you vermin, said the brown-haired boy smiling. Boost, 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 boost. But those power boosts given to the Sekiryuutei, he had made all the demons present nervous. Run away, it's impossible to beat him, they all said nervously when they saw they had no chance. Or this time they won't escape, said the brown-haired boy smiling. Now Crimson Dragon Star. Saying that, the chestnut tree launches an enormous crimson torrent which evaporates all the demons without leaving any trace. Greg, it's time to hurry, I don't know why, but this situation sounds familiar to me, said the brown-haired boy seriously, so give me a little more power. Boost, 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 jet. But that Issei heads towards where the members of the Gremory group had gone, and he could see a kind of palace or something like that where the aura of the Sekiryuutei could be felt, and when he got there he could see how Diodora had Asia Argento in a kind of device, and although Vali had already defeated the Mayu's brother, he couldn't break that. Damn it, because I can't break it, said the albino, using all his strength to try to break it, but it was in vain to realize that the Sekiryuutei had arrived. Sekiryuutei, help me. Hey Diodora, tell me how to deactivate that thing, said the brown-haired man holding the black-haired man by the shirt. Do it, or do you want to die? And don't kill me. I'll do it, but don't kill me, said the black-haired man, frightened, while creating a magic circle with his hand, which made what was holding the nun disappear. Ready to, so don't kill me please. Get out of here, you damn trash, said the brunette, throwing the black-haired man who runs into a wall, while trembling with fear. Faggot. Sekiryuutei, why did you do it? Said the albino seriously. Do you want to take Asia with you? Because I will prevent it. Relax, she doesn't interest me at all, said the brunette seriously, looking ahead. So, it's better to stand back, this isn't over yet. What are you talking about? Diodora was defeated, it must be all over by now, right? The redhead said, confused. Did you forget I said this was planned by Cow's Bridge? Sometimes I wonder how idiotic they are, the brunette said, whispering the last part while creating a ball of crimson energy. So, Shalba Beelzebub, if you want to keep living, you'd better get out now if you don't want to die. Wow, I didn't think anyone would know I was here, but it wasn't surprising that the legendary Sekiryuutei and the most powerful of all, someone said, since where that voice came from, an explosion appeared showing a brown-haired man with airs of grandeur. As you may know, my name is Shalba, descendant of the original Mayu Beelzebub, and I have come to eliminate the sister of the false Mayu. Are you all idiots or what? Said the brown-haired Isay, annoyed. Tell me, Shalba, do you think you have a chance against me? Of course, since you are only a human with a long eye, said Beelzebub smiling, and you will be eliminated by my light. Saying that, a golden light appears at the Sekiryuutei's feet, but he just smiles. How pathetic, said the Sekiryuutei, appearing in front of Beelzebub. Did you think that would work? You're an idiot. Saying that, Issei hits the demon in the face, sending him flying as he goes through the ceiling. Although he hadn't received much damage, he looked annoyed. Damn you, I won't forgive you for that, said Beelzebub angrily, throwing a huge ball of demonic power. That's just not enough for, he said, being interrupted as a magic circle appeared in his ear. Wait a second, Shalba. Saying that Issei creates a wall of fire which devours Beelzebub's attack, which leaves him surprised. What's happening now? The brunette asked seriously. I say I'm sorry, said a woman behind the magic circle with a lot of sadness in her voice, since it was Yusaka. What's wrong, Yusaka? Why are you crying? The brunette said, serious yet annoyed because something had made her cry. It's Kunu, those from Cow's Bridge took her away and I couldn't do anything, I'm really sorry, said the blonde, crying her eyes out. What? The brown-haired man said angrily. Who the hell was there to kill him? The one who did it is, said the blonde as the communication was cut off. Yusaka. Hey, answer Yusaka, said the brown-haired boy, worried that something had happened to him. Damn it, who did this? So they already reached you with the news, Sekiryuutei? Beelzebub said, smiling. What do you know, damn it? Said the brunette seriously while a light layer of crimson power surrounded the armor. Tell me, or else I'll force you to tell me. Saying that, Isay launches himself at Beelzebub, who just smiles. If you want to hit me you'll only end up hitting your own daughter, said Beelzebub, smiling as a magic circle appeared in his hand, where he held a small blonde half-kitsune and dragon, with several blows on her body, which makes the brown-haired Isay stop surprised. Who Kunu? The brunette said in shock, then turned into complete fury. Let my Kunu go right now if you want to live, Shalba. Shalba W, what did you do? Said the black-haired Diodora, scared. You have signed our death sentence. You no longer interest me, you're just shit, said the demon Beelzebub, while throwing a ball of demonic power which kills Diodora very well. Then Sekiryuutei, it is better that you surrender if you want to see your daughter alive. I order you, Shalba, release Kunu now or you will regret it, said the brown-haired man, furious as hell. Very well, I will do it, said Beelzebub, smiling as he released the little blonde. Kuno, said the brown-haired boy, trying to catch the little blonde, and at the same time a small explosion completely covered where the little blonde was, and then she was thrown far away, which surprised the brown-haired boy, but he quickly threw himself towards where the little girl went. Kunu. Pathetic, said the descendant of the original Beelzebub, smiling, they are completely pathetic. Kunu, said the brown-haired boy, catching his daughter even though she was barely breathing. Kunu. Said the little blonde, opening her eyes slightly and showing a slight smile when she saw her father, then closing them once more. Kunu, said the brown-haired boy, shaking his daughter, but he didn't receive any response, which ended in tears. Kunu. That was just trash, I don't know why you're crying over something as pathetic as that, brat, said Beelzebub arrogantly. You're going to pay dearly for what you've done to my Kunu, said the brown-haired man with a muffled voice, while his armor was covered by a blanket of dark power, as well as his eyes turned red. I won't let you continue living a single minute more in this world. Saying that, a huge expulsion of power comes out of Issei's body, as he was quickly covered by the dark power to leave an armor as dark as the endless night. With that, everything within a distance of more than 20 kilometers began to shake as cracks in the ground appeared and destroyed everything in their path. You won't get out of here alive today, Shalba, Beelzebub, Issei said with a grim voice as he carried the little blonde dark dragon ultrasonic. Saying that, Issei appears in front of the Gremory group and approaches the nun Asia Argento with great seriousness. Asia Argento, I know your power very well, so heal Kunu, and if he dies everyone will die. This is a warning, said the serious brown-haired man. Did you hear? Why yeah, said the blonde to carry Issei's daughter. Now everyone get out of here if you don't want to die, said the serious brown-haired man. Everyone ignored it and got away from there as quickly as possible, since that place would be a true hell. Do you think you can beat me? Shalba said, smiling. Office Ouroboros gave me 5 of his snakes, which is why I am almost on par with Rizavam-sama. Well, you would have asked for 1,000,000 of them, since today you will see the dark purgatory with your own eyes, said the furious brown-haired man. With my dark dragon purgatory you will be eliminated from the face of the earth for the audacity of having touched my beautiful Kunu. While elsewhere the cadre and governor of Gregory Azazel was trembling with fear. As someone has completely enraged Issei, but who would be the idiot who did that? Said the black-haired man with great fear. Elsewhere, a small black-haired girl with a blank stare felt the great power that the Sekiryuutei expelled. That power is similar to mine, but it also resembles Red's. How is that possible? Said the lowly, confused since it was Office Ouroboros. In a very distant place, a black-haired man could be seen watching on a screen in front of him what would be the largest massacre ever unleashed. This Sekiryuutei is good, I like it, said the black-haired man, smiling. It could have as much future as the 3rd or 4th Sekiryuutei, and if it has enough potential, it could be as much as the 1st. Or what do you think of Sekiryuuteis from the other universes? Several meters away from him there were 4 men in armor. The first one had a black armor with red parts which expelled a great amount of power. He has great potential, I agree with that, and I see that he has what it takes to perhaps match me, said the black-armored Sekiryuutei, smiling. Or what do you think? The second one had a red armor which seemed to be identical to the balance breaker of the Sekiryuutei Issei, but his wings, tail and legs were different. It is true that he has enough to be powerful, but not as much as me, said the Sekiryuutei with the red armor smiling, and the others. The third had armor similar to the first, but it was red with black parts, 4 wings and a cannon on each one. I completely agree with you, said the Sekiryuutei with the red and black armor, and you the last one to think. The fourth and last had red armor with some black parts, as well as gold and a few green ones. That's right, he has a lot of potential, said the fourth Sekiryuutei, but shouldn't there be 5 of us? It's supposed to be, but the fifth wasn't even a shadow of you and ended up dying just like Sekiryuutei at the hands of Sekiryuutei from his universe, said the black-haired man seriously. They were still very weak. I see, said the first one, so let's see how the Issei of this universe does it, or don't you believe it, since after all we are him. Saying that, everyone takes off their helmets, showing that they were the Hyoudou Issei of the other universes, showing a smile. Maximum dragon power. Hyoudou Issei was expelling a great amount of power, wearing armor as black as night, full of anger, having in front of him Shalba Beelzebub, nervous, seeing that what he had done had unleashed the absolute anger of a dragon, and more that of a dragon seeing his young hurt. Shalba Beelzebub, you must be prepared for your death, said the brown-haired man with anger and a deeper voice. What you did is unforgivable, and I will never forgive you. Do you think that by increasing your power a little you will be able to defeat me? Said the demon smiling, but inside he is very nervous. Don't come to me with that, I am a demon, and I am the descendant of the original Mau Beelzebub. My powers are incomparable, and I have also taken the office Ouroboros snake. You, a mere human, will not even be able to touch me. We'll see about that, you bucking demon, said the brown-haired man seriously, launching himself at him, Beelzebub appearing there in a second, leaving the demon surprised. This is for my little Kunu, to whom what you did to her I will return to you 1,000 times worse. Saying that, Issei hit Shalba Beelzebub repeatedly in the stomach, causing him to vomit too much blood to send him to the ground with a single kick, burying him in the act. Where is your superiority, demon? Didn't you say you were going to defeat me and the greatness of demons and all that? The brown-haired man said seriously. We have N''T even been here a minute and you're already on the ground. You're pathetic, a mere mockery. The demon Shalba Beelzebub emerges from the ground with several wounds on his body, but he had a look full of anger for having been humiliated in less than a minute. Damned human, you dared to touch me, and I will never forgive you for that, said the furious demon, creating a magic circle in his hand with the image of 2 snakes, making the infinity sign receive my light and disappear forever. Saying that, a golden light appeared at the chestnut tree's feet, surrounding him completely. Ha, with that you will die and you will never humiliate me again, ha, said the demon smiling. Are you trying to use that light from that time again? You're really desperate, but hey, you don't know that it will never work, the brown-haired man said without concern. Dividing wyverns. Saying that, several small white dragons surrounded the chestnut tree, emitting a blue light. Divide x20. All the wyverns resonated, causing the light to disappear, leaving Beelzebub in disbelief. I am possible that was the power of the Sekiryuutei, Beelzebub said nervously as he walked backwards. How is it possible that you have it if you're not the Sekiryuutei? That should be impossible. That's right, no Sekiryuutei has ever had this ability before and wouldn't have it if it were N''T for the stupidity of your owner, Leviathan Lucifer, said the brown-haired man seriously, appearing in front of Beelzebub in a second. He did something several years ago, which made him obtain this power, as well as a small bonus. Oh, bonus, what are you talking about? Said Beelzebub nervously and confused. Well, that is very simple, and I will tell you since it will be your death sentence, said the brown-haired man seriously, holding Beelzebub by the neck, beginning to suffocate him. Rizavam, a few years ago would it be? Well, what does it matter? Some time ago Rizavam traveled in time to this time, more exactly 7 years ago, when he saw that his powers had been surpassed by a person, more like a dragon who has the blood and flesh of the Great Red, as well as a little power from the dragon goddess Office Ouroboros. When he saw that, he decided to escape by traveling in time to prevent that person from continuing to live, but not everything turned out as he expected. That person continued traveling with him in time, but because his current power was still unstable, his body was destroyed, but not his power and soul, deciding to enter his body from that time, but his memories as well as his personality were sealed for some reason. What stupid things are you talking about? Said Beelzebub, trying to free himself from the grip. It's not stupid, since I was the one who traveled in time, seeing how my so to speak peaceful life that I could have had until I was 16 was ruined by the simple wish of your master when I was only 12 years old, said the brown-haired man seriously. I still don't have my memories recovered 100% and I still have many things to remember, but my first mission before anything else is to finish off Leviathan Lucifer for ruining the life I could have. But before that there is someone I must kill. What? Beelzebub said, confused. What are you talking about? Did you think that with this little chat I would forgive you for what you did to my Kunu? Said the brown-haired man seriously and furiously. Well, you were wrong, so prepare to die, Shalba Beelzebub. I will not die in this play, said Beelzebub, putting his hand in front of the brown-haired man's face. Black demoniac. Saying that, Beelzebub launched a great torrent towards the brown-haired man's face, believing that he had killed him, but when he felt how the gripping force increased, he became nervous. Did you think that with so little I would die, said the brown-haired man, throwing Beelzebub against the rocks, crashing him against her, causing great pain. That attack you threw at me did N''T even tickle me, but it did make me angry and think about making you suffer even more. Ma damn bakemono, said the terrified Beelzebub while taking a syringe with a purple liquid from his suit. Rizavam Sama told me not to use this yet unless it was necessary, and you, who are a true monster, are going to test my increased power. Saying that, Beelzebub injects himself with the purple liquid as his muscles increase and veins begin to appear all over his body. His power had increased drastically, but this power I will tear you to pieces, said Beelzebub, launching himself at great speed against the chestnut. So die, damn human. Saying that, Shalba hits the brown-haired boy in the chest, creating a huge shock wave. That's all, said the brown-haired boy without flinching, leaving Beelzebub scared. I am possible right now, you should be on the ground dead, boo, but how is that possible? Said the terrified Beelzebub. Why, you are a monster. Too much drama and talk for this, the brunette said, bored. See if I get a scratch, bitch, and I'll show you a real blow. Saying that, Issei grabs Shalba by the head, hitting him repeatedly, making him bleed heavily. What did you think of the blows from a real man, the brunette said seriously, burying the demon in the ground with a blow. That's what blows are like, not bullshit. Damn it, said Beelzebub in pain. Yes, if this was my punishment for having hit a stupid girl a little, I would have used her as a toy. What did you say, said the brown-haired boy, angrily grabbing Beelzebub by the hair and lifting him off the ground, looking at him furiously. Hey trash, repeat that. What I was going to use that bitch as a toy, said Beelzebub with a smile while trembling in pain. You will regret having said it. I thought to be kind and give you a dignified death. But now don't think that you will escape all the pain that I will cause you for what you did to Kunu, and even more for having dared to think about touching her in that way, said the brown-haired boy, hitting Beelzebub in the stomach, throwing him even further. I will never forgive you for having thinking that. My little Kunu is untouchable, and whoever thinks about doing that will die. Saying that, Issei goes to where Shalba was, seeing that he was still advancing from the blow. Receive my fury, Shalba, Beelzebub said, Issei hitting Shalba in the stomach, throwing him to the ground. Damn you, said the seriously wounded Beelzebub, unable to move. Why am I humiliated by a mere human? I am supposed to be a demon with the bee blood of a true Mayu. This should be a joke. Beelzebub said angrily as he with difficulty took out a flask of black liquid from his suit, which no one should drink if they wanted to stay alive. With this I will finish off the Sekiryuutei, said Beelzebub, drinking the liquid as his wounds healed instantly and his body was covered in a dark cloak which was pure evil. Now we will be equal, Sekiryuutei, ha 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 ha. You would like to, but I will show you that you are still inferior to me, said the brown-haired man, creating a magic circle at his side. With the mark of the Sekiryuutei, I free you completely, Gram. When he said that, a black sword came out of the magic circle which emitted great demonic power, as well as a bit of dragon slayer. That is impossible, said Beelzebub nervously and confused. How is it that you have the legendary demonic sword, Gram, in your hands, damn human? That doesn't matter to you, and if you want to know then I'll tell you myself. I killed him the same way I'll kill you, said the brown-haired man, throwing himself at Shalba to cut off his legs in a single slash. You will suffer, you bucking demon. And I won't die, said the chestnut Beelzebub, badly wounded and very weak after having lost all his power in a single cut. It's impossible for me to die. You had not sentenced your own death by having dared to touch Kunu, and even more by having tried to kill her, said the brown-haired man, stabbing the sword into Beelzebub's stomach, causing him to scream in pain. For me, anyone who tried to do it should die. Saying that, Issei begins to move the sword on the demon's body, causing him to scream from the intense pain he felt at that moment. Damn you, get that out of there, it hurts, damn it, Beelzebub screamed in pain. Are you begging for mercy, said the brown-haired boy seriously and angrily, grabbing Beelzebub by the hair and lifting him up. Did you give that to Kunu when you had attacked her, and answer me? Forgive me, I beg you, said Beelzebub, terrified and with tears of fear in his eyes. I feel sorry for you, so get out of my eyes, said the brown-haired boy, throwing him away, and I hope to never see you. Upon falling to the ground, Beelzebub got up with difficulty, showing anger in his eyes at having been humiliated. I will never forgive you for this, and we will both die together, said Beelzebub, launching himself at great speed against the chestnut to hold him with great strength. I prefer that we both have to die than live humiliated by a simple human. Really, you're an idiot, you just want to die, said the brown-haired man, grabbing both of the demon's arms and pulling them with great force, causing the demon to fall to the ground as he watched a large amount of blood come out of his shoulders. You're just an idiot. My arms, Beelzebub screamed in pain at not feeling his upper limbs. "You're just an excuse for a man without the balls to endure your punishment," said the brown-haired man, putting his left hand on Beelzebub's face while he was trembling with fear. "So die, you damn trash," the chestnut said, driving a large eye stake into the skull, causing it to expand and thus his skull to explode into thousands of pieces. "One less plague," said the chestnut tree, calming his mind and power. "Now you will follow your Rizavum live in Lucifer." Saying that, Issei goes at high speed towards where the Gremory group had gone, and in a few seconds he was there, determined to approach Asia Argento, who had her little daughter Kunu in her arms. "Hey Asia Argento, give me my daughter," said the brown-haired man, his armor disappearing, taking his daughter in his arms. "Kunu, I promise you that I will never leave you. You and your mother Yasaka will live with me from now on, no matter what others say. I will not leave you or Yasaka, it is a promise." Saying that, Issei falls to his knees weakly, even though before he could fall completely he was caught by Penemu and Kateria, who had just arrived and didn't hesitate for a single second to take the brown-haired boy away. Rest and bodyguard of the god Odin. Hyoudou. Issei was resting in a hospital room being cared for by Penemu, Yasaka and Kateria, without forgetting Issei's daughter Kunu, since it has been 2 days since he had used a power that no one had seen at that time, being that they were worried about the person they loved and never separated from him at any time since they learned about the use of that power. "I didn't know Issei had that power," the blonde kitsune said seriously. "How could he get it?" "I don't even know Yasaka," said the purple-haired girl seriously. "I've been with Issei more than you, but I don't know how he got such a huge increase in power." "Issei-sama should know the reason," said the brunette seriously. "Since I met him I could see that he was hiding something from me, and I believed that that power was one, but also something else." "So you felt it too?" Kateria said the purple-haired girl seriously. "I felt that too when I met him. I could see how he was hiding something, but I still don't know anything." "Anada has always hidden something, and now we know that that power was something she hid," said the blonde kitsune seriously while holding her daughter in her arms. "But why did she hide her hidden power from us?" "It was because I didn't want to put them at risk and not let them know what I really am," said the brown-haired boy, surprising everyone when they saw that he was awake. "Issei-sama," Anada said, the three women hugging the brunette tightly. Calm down girls, I was just exhausted because I used the power that was granted to me again," said the brown-haired boy as he felt them separate from him, as well as the little kitsune got on his legs. "What's happening?" "Issei, I want you to tell us everything," said the purple-haired girl seriously, "about that power and everything." Sigh, nothing can be done," said the brown-haired man seriously. "Well, you see, I am not from this time. I traveled more than 15 years ago in time. I don't know how long ago, but it was due to Rizavum live in Lucifer. In my time I was not with you Penemu, I am not with Yasaka. Well, something, but Kunu is not my daughter, and Kateria, you were killed by Azazel. When you arrived at the meeting you fought with him, and you died shortly after." "How is that possible?" the brunette asked, confused. "That's what I'm getting at. At that time I was Ria's Gremory's boyfriend and fiancé, as well as the entire Gremory group," said the brown-haired boy seriously. "But Rizavum, seeing that he was about to be defeated by me, tried to escape by traveling to the past, but when I tried to avoid it, I ended up with him, being that my body not being able to resist the trip and power that I had ended up being destroyed, and everything of mine went to the beach and myself of this time. When Rizavum ordered to kill my parents, I managed to recover a little of my power, although until now I don't have all my memories. I don't know what I have to do to get them back, but I barely remember some things." "So you're from the future?" Penemu asked seriously. "Something like that. My power, memories and experiences in combat come from there, although my body is from this time, which is why it is difficult for me to explain it," said the brunette seriously. "But in fact I come from the future." "And when you saw that this time the Sekiryuutei was the one in the Gremory group, what did you feel?" asked the blonde kitsune. "Well, nothing at first," said the brunette seriously, "but when I was able to recover my memories about them I couldn't do anything, and I can't say anything or try to recover them, since they are nothing to me at this time." "But Issei-sama, you know them better than the Sekiryuutei, right?" asked the brunette. "That's right, I met them in my time, but here they are completely strangers to me. Maybe I felt jealous, but I immediately lost it since in this time I have you as her," said the brown-haired man, caressing the hair of the little kitsune, making her smile. "So I can't feel upset they have their new lives, and they are happy. I can't claim anything since for them I am only the Sekiryuutei, the eternal rival of their partner the Sekiryuutei, which is why nothing about them matters now." "I see," said the purple-haired girl smiling. "Issei, you have matured a lot." "I must do it," said the brunette smiling. "After all, I am married to 2 beautiful women, and I have a daughter with one of them, as well as having a great ally and servant like Kateria at my side." "That makes us happy, Issei-sama," Anada said, the 3 girls smiling. "Yes," said the brunette, smiling to change a look full of seriousness, "but I think that Rizavum must know that already. After all, many things have changed, being with the fallen angels, being with Yasaka, as well as having a daughter with her, and lastly Kateria being with me, and Shalba being dead, has definitely changed everything since I traveled back in time." But that could also have been because he was traveling, so he shouldn't have suspected her, said the brunette seriously. Yes, I also thought about that, but Rizavim is smart, he's crazy, but he's smart, and he'll know that everything is very different from how he thought it would be, said the brown-haired man seriously, which is why he must be knowing that I was able to travel with him in time, and even more so when we faced each other in Kyoto. Well, that would make a lot of sense, the blonde said, nodding. He must already know about everything because of that. That's right, said the brown-haired man seriously, which is why we must be very attentive to what happens from now on, because any event could change the future even more than it already is, and it would be increasingly dangerous if that madman is still alive and on the loose. A few minutes after that, Azazel entered the room to see that the brown-haired boy was awake. Wow, Issei, so you've woken up, said the black-haired man smiling, then you must be ready for what's next. So, what's next? Asked the brunette seriously. In Asgard, the god Odin is waiting for you there, said the black-haired man seriously. You will be his bodyguard along with the Sekiryuutei. I see, said the brunette seriously, getting out of bed, leaving his daughter there. Tell me when and give me something to be there. Okay, that's when you should go now. I know you just woke up, but I asked you to do it, said the black-haired man, giving a pamphlet to the brown-haired man to whisper something to him. I also heard that he had a beautiful Valkyrie as a bodyguard, so why don't you do your thing, Isay, and not let Sekiryuutei beat you, who has an advantage over you. It doesn't matter to me whether he has more or not, said the brunette seriously, because at least mine have given themselves completely to me, and with that I am ahead of him. Very good point, Isay, said the black-haired man, nodding as he understood, but at least try it, don't you think? Very well, said the brunette, sighing as he put on his usual clothes, then I'll go. Saying that, the chestnut tree disappears from the room through a magic circle to appear in front of the god of Asgard Odin and the Sekiryuutei. So you're the god Odin, huh? The brunette asked seriously. That's right, brat, said the father god of Asgard, and you must be the Sekiryuutei that the fallen child spoke of, right? That's right, my name is Isay and I'm the Sekiryuutei, said the brown-haired man seriously. And well, when will we go to the underworld? We leave soon, dragon boy, but the only thing missing is my absent-minded bodyguard, said the old man, sighing as a woman with albino hair and a grey suit appeared behind him. You've finally arrived, little Roswis. I'm sorry, Odin-sama, said the nervous albino, I was a little busy. Have you tried to get a boyfriend? You know that the way you are, you won't be able to get one, said the god Odin, laughing, making the albino shed tears. Then it's not my fault I can't have a boyfriend, said the albino, crying as she fell to her knees. I'm sorry for the little girl's behavior. She's a talented Valkyrie, but she still hasn't been able to get a single partner, said the serious god. I hope you can forgive her way of being. It's no problem for me, said the Sekiryuutei seriously. For me neither, Odin, said the brown-haired man while he took his head with his left hand as he began to feel a little pain. What's wrong, dragon boy? The old man asked, looking at the brown-haired boy. Nothing's wrong, just a little headache, said the brown-haired boy, smiling nervously as he approached the albino and extended his hand. Roswisan, isn't that right? Why yes. Said the albino, stopping crying to look at the brunette. It's not your fault that you couldn't have a partner since you are very beautiful, and it's their fault for not having noticed such a beauty like you, so don't cry, said the brunette, kneeling down while with his hands he wiped away the tears that still remained. You shouldn't cry because of them, so please smile, that will make you look more beautiful. With those words she blushed as much as she could and her heart began to beat due to the words said by the brunette. Very well, said the albino, blushing and nervous, and by the way, what is your name? My name is Isay and I am the Sekiryuutei, said the brown-haired boy, lifting the albino so that she was standing. And it is a pleasure, Roswisan. The pleasure is mine, Sekiryuutei Dono, said the albino, blushing and nervous. Don't call me that and just call me Isay, said the brown-haired boy, smiling. You very good, I say, and why you can see call me Roswis, said the nervous albino. Very well, Roswis, said the brown-haired boy, smiling as he moved away from the albino to be stopped by the god Odin. What's wrong, Odin? So, brat, have you set your sights on her? The god said, smiling. No one has ever done that before, and you're the first one to make her blush. I'll give you credit, brat. Look, you see, I'm married, said the brunette nervously, and I also have a daughter, but if she wants, I wouldn't mind. And what is your wife's name? Is she beautiful? Said the old man, smiling pervertedly. Lord Odin, don't think you can approach either of my two wives, because if you do, I won't be responsible if you get hurt, said the brown-haired man angrily. If I were you, I would listen to him, said the albino seriously, remembering when Isay got angry. It's very good advice if you want to stay alive. Very well, said the old man, entering a carriage in front of them, being that it would be moved by some sleipnir, which were horses, but with 8 legs. You will go outside, won't you? I'll go inside. I'm not used to flying in my balance breaker yet, said the albino seriously, and I also want to be as far away from the Sekiryuutei as possible for now. Then I'll go outside, said the brown-haired man, activating his red armor, leaving the albino amazed since the brown-haired man looked majestic to her Euroswis. And I'll go with Oden-sama, said the albino nervously. I'm sorry I can't go with you. It doesn't matter, Roswa, said the brunette, his helmet disappearing to show a smile, as long as you feel comfortable with me, there's no problem. Thank you, Issei, said the nervous and blushing albino, entering the carriage. Wow, little Ross, have you already set your sights on the little Sekiryuutei? Said old Oden, smiling. Huh? I couldn't say, said the albino, blushing and nervous. He treats me differently than the others did, and I feel nervous when I'm around him, but happy at the same time. Well, you'll have to work hard to get her Valkyrie's attention, said the albino Vali seriously. Huh? Why does Sekiryuutei say that? The albino asked, confused. He is married to 2 women and has a daughter and a maid with him, said the albino, smiling. If you want to win his attention, it will cost you a lot of work, haha. Is that true, Oden-sama? The albino asked nervously. That's what he told me, said the god, smiling. Well then, he was just nice to me, said the albino, getting sad. But said old Oden, drawing the attention of the Valkyrie, he said that if you wanted to be by his side he wouldn't refuse, so you still have a chance, Roswis, and don't waste it. Saying that, the journey to the underworld began, and after an hour of traveling they were already halfway there, but the Sleipners had stopped, confusing the god just like everyone else. What's going on? Said old Oden, getting out of the carriage to see the Sekiryuutei in front of him, who was standing in front of him with a young man with white hair and a giant dog in front of him. Loki. Hello, father, are you surprised by my unexpected visit? Said Oden's son, Loki, smiling. You're right, I don't want to join inferior races, so my son Fenrir will help me avoid it. God, Loki, you will never be able to avoid it, said the brown-haired man seriously, and as the Sekiryuutei I will prevent it. Me too, said Vali, getting out of the carriage with his white armor. As the Sekiryuutei I can't stay behind the Sekiryuutei, so I will also face you. The 2 legendary celestial dragons in front of me, said the god, smiling. For some reason I feel a bit worried, but when I remember that I am a god it passes, hahaha. Loki-sama, why are you doing this? The albino woman asked, stepping out of the carriage as she stood in front of the old man. Why do you want to prevent the alliance? I hate having to be allied with inferior races, and I must prevent it, said the white hair seriously, so Fenrir finished them off. The Tani of Loki. Issei was in front of the Norse god and son of Odin, Loki, who next to him was Fenrir, one of his sons, and the being who with his teeth can kill even the gods. So the legendary Sekiryuutei as well as the Sekiryuutei will try to stop me. It sounds fun to see 2 humans or well a half-human demon do it, said the god of deception, smiling. Facing a Norse god doesn't sound bad at all, said the brown-haired boy, smiling. Well, for a few seconds he got a slight headache looking towards where Fenrir is. Your son is very dangerous, even more than you, Loki. What do you mean, Sekiryuutei, said the god angrily. I think it's shameful that your son is more powerful than you, don't you? The brunette said, smiling. I'm telling you this as a father to a father. Don't come to me with nonsense, brat, my son is much weaker than me since he was made by me, said the god angrily, so let's test your strength. If you think you can face me, Fenrir, devour him. Saying that, the giant wolf son of Loki launched himself at Isay, but he quickly dodged him. Hey Vali, come out and fight. If you think you can be Rhea's Gremory's pawn you should come here, said the brunette seriously, and Roswis protects Odin in the meantime. Very well, Isay, said the Valkyrie, putting on her Valkyrie suit which made her body stand out. Sekiryuutei, do you know that in front of us is not only a god, but also a giant wolf that could kill us with a single bite? The albino asked seriously. That's right, Luz, and very well, but said Isay, launching himself to hit Fenrir, who doesn't receive much damage and only makes him angry. It's what we must do, so if you're a man help me. Very well, what can be done, said the albino, throwing several spheres of demonic power towards Fenrir, which cause some damage and also make him even more enraged. It's useless. You're not wrong, it's possible to defeat him, but I need more power, said the brunette seriously, while the gem on his left gauntlet blinked rapidly, so let's start over. Saying that, Isay launches himself at Fenrir and hits him in the face, causing quite a bit of damage, but Fenrir still tries to bite him, to which Isay stops the jaws of Loki's son with effort. Now Vali, do it quickly, the brown-haired man shouted seriously while holding Fenrir. You don't have to tell me, said the albino, hitting the wolf repeatedly, also using his sacred gear ability to slowly lower Fenrir's power, and thus his blows would do even more damage. DSK, this won't be very effective. Vali, move away now, said the brown-haired man seriously, since the albino did what Isay asked him to. With that, Isay released Fenrir's jaw and hit him in the eye, stunning him for a few seconds, and with that he moved away. This won't help much, so I'll use everything from now on. What do you mean? The albino asked seriously. It's just that I'll release Graham, said the brown-haired man, while his hands were covered by a dark aura. With that a magic circle appeared in front of him with the mark of the Sekiryuutei. With that he took out the demonic sword. Graham, very well Graham, lend me your power. Saying that the sword begins to shine so that the symbol of the Sekiryuutei appears in the center of the handle. Okay, now let's go for it, said the brown-haired boy smiling as he launched himself at Fenrir and hit him with his sword, throwing him against one of the mountains, surprising even Loki himself. Will that be all, Fenrir? Damn Sekiryuutei, now you think you're stronger because you have a simple demonic sword. Well, don't buck with me, Fenrir, completely finish off that shitty dragon, said the Norse god, annoyed, since the giant wolf launched itself at Issei. Vali Keto looks how to get a familiar, said the brunette smiling. Graham switches to capture mode. Very well, master, said the sword, so that it changed shape to a smaller black one with red marks. Change completed, master. Very well, thank you Graham, said the brown-haired boy smiling. So Loki, say goodbye to your son forever. Saying that, Isay launches himself against Fenrir and manages to give him a slash that does not cause damage, but below his feet, the mark of the Sekiryuutei appears, as well as on the brown-haired man's left gauntlet, and also on Fenrir's feet, the name of the boosted gear appeared. That's it, gotcha, capture, achieved, said the brown-haired man smiling while some black chains appeared below the mark, devouring the wolf to disappear from the place, leaving everyone stunned including Odin and Loki. How could you kill my son with a single cut? And what the hell was that all about? The Norse god said furiously, seeing how his son was defeated quite easily. First, I didn't kill him, I just sent him to his new home. Second, now he's not your son, he's my familiar. And third, what you saw is an ability of Graham that can only be used if you have managed to free yourself from her curse, and she accepts you completely as her new master, which I achieved, and because of that you have asked for your son Loki, said the brown-haired man smiling, which made the Norse god angry, being that also with it the sword returned to normal. So you want to continue, Loki? Of course I will, Sekiryuutei, I will not surrender to inferior beings, said the Norse god seriously. So today you will die. Saying that, Loki creates 3 magic circles, one on each arm and another on the legs, and aligns them to launch a lightning bolt into the sky, which falls towards where the 2 celestial dragons were. That will be all celestial dragons, said the god smiling as an Issei came out of the smoke with some parts of his armor destroyed, while the albino kept fewer parts than Issei, but still wasn't going to give up. Wow, they are more resistant than I thought, and I give credit for that to both of them. Come on Loki, don't underestimate us, said the brunette smiling while repairing his armor. I'm tougher than I look, and besides the fact that attack did practically nothing to me, I felt it like a small breeze. So you think you're too much for enduring my little attack? Well, we'll see, Sekiryuutei, said the god while he made the place cover with black clouds. Vali, repair your armor and be ready for what's coming, and Odin, cover both of you with a force field now, shouted the brown-haired man as everyone did what he said, while he covered himself with flames which caused him little damage, but he ignored it, and with that he launched himself against Loki. Can you defend yourself while you attack? The SK damn Sekiryuutei, said the god annoyed while throwing a large amount of magic reinforced sun which hit Isay, but he managed to withstand it. That won't be enough, he said to stand in front of the Norse god as a crimson ball appeared in his left hand. Dragon shoot. Saying that, Isay throws a great torrent in the face of the Norse god, which causes him to be thrown a great distance, but even so he would not be finished with just that. Damn Sekiryuutei, said the Norse god angrily while there were some burns on his face, I will never forgive you for this, Sekiryuutei. Saying that, Loki launches himself at Isay, but is stopped by a sphere of demonic power which was from Vali, just making Loki angry. Damn Hakuryuuku, don't feel more superior than the Sekiryuutei, said Loki furiously, launching himself at Vali to hit him in the stomach, knocking the wind out of him, and then hitting him in the face, stunning him for a few seconds, and thus throwing him to the ground with a kick. I hope that with it you see your place, Hakuryuuku, said the god smiling. Now Sekiryuutei, why don't I show you my power at 100%? Well, are you finally going to use it? I'm tired of playing with a simple conceited guy, said the brunette smiling. Roswis and Odin, keep this a secret because you'll see my power at 100%, which will surprise you. Saying that, Isay is covered by a black armor which expelled a great power that easily surpassed the power of everyone present. That's all the power of the Sekiryuutei, Brad, it's impressive, said the Norse god Odin, surprised. I can't believe he has that power. Impossible, how you could surpass me in an instant? That is completely impossible, said the Norse god Loki nervously. I still don't control this power 100%, and I can only use it in moments of anger, and even with it I completely lose control of myself, but even so you will be a good test subject, so prepare yourself, God Loki, said the brown-haired man appearing in front of him to hit him in the face, and thereby throw him to the ground with a kick in the back. Will that be all? Damn Sekiryuutei, said the god Loki, furiously launching himself at Isay to hit him with his fist surrounded by magic, but Isay stops him without any problem. Damn, let go of my hand. I'm not sorry, he said, squeezing his hand tightly, causing her great pain. Damn Sekiryuutei, screamed the Norse god Loki in pain. Loki, you better give up if you don't want to die, said the brunette seriously. I will never do it, said the furious Norse god, you will die here and now Sekiryuutei. You're a big idiot, said the brown-haired man appearing in front of the god, hitting him in the stomach, leaving him knocked out and thereby throwing him towards Odin, and with it disappearing his maximum armor, old Odin, lock him up because I never want to see him again. Very well, I will do it, brat, said the god, creating a magic circle which makes Loki disappear. My son Thor will be in charge of locking up his brother who wanted to be clever. Very well, I think that will be enough, said the brown-haired man seriously, looking at how the albino had just returned with light bruises. It seems to have worked. That's right, but don't think I'm going to let that idiot hit me again, so that in just 2 hits you can almost kill him, said the albino seriously as he entered the carriage once more. Very well, so let's move on, Odin, said the brown-haired man sitting on the carriage while showing great tiredness. It seems that wearing that black armor causes you too much effort, doesn't it, little Sekiryuutei? Said the god Odin seriously. That's right, but now it gave me less than when I used it 2 days ago, and I just woke up a few hours ago, so this tiredness is nothing, said the brown-haired man smiling. I see he's the one to be with little Ross, whispered the god Odin, smiling as he entered the carriage, but stopped to look at the Valkyrie. Rosswas, why aren't you with little Sekiryuutei for the rest of the trip? That way you could get to know him better. You very well, Odin Sama, said the blushing albino as she approached a brown-haired boy. See, can I stay by your side, Isay? Of course, Rosswas, said the brunette, smiling while looking around. Isay, I'm sorry to ask this, but how did you meet your 2 wives? The albino asked nervously. It doesn't matter much, so I'll tell you, said the brown-haired boy smiling. I met Penemu when I was just a child and Azazel had found me and she taught me strategies and about knowledge as well as hand-to-hand combat. Let's say that I began to feel attracted to her since I was 14 years old, but it wasn't long after when I met Yusaka, my second wife and the mother of my daughter. I met her on a trip where I had to use part of my power, losing vital energy, and with that she had to use a quick and effective technique with which we did it, and from that my daughter was born. Is that all? The albino asked. In short, this is it, said the brown-haired man smiling. It is everything important that has happened to me. Until now I am only married to those 2. I see, she said, smiling, and perhaps you are planning to marry someone else. Well, I can't decide that, said the brown-haired boy smiling, looking at the Valkyrie. Only you can decide that, Rosswas, since are you perhaps interested in being by my side forever? The albino said, shocked and blushing. Well, I don't know what to say. If you love me, I will not deny your feelings, said the brown-haired boy smiling. And I see, she said, smiling while putting her head on the brunette's shoulder. Thank you, Issei, for letting me be by your side. For me, being with you is a real pleasure, Rosswas, said the brunette smiling, so I will be the one to thank you. Unfinished business and relaxation in the hot springs. Hyoudou Issei was at the already finished meeting between the Christian factions, the Yokai and the Nordic ones, where an alliance was formed. After that, the Nordic god Odin had left his bodyguard in Issei's hands, who felt happy to be by Issei's side, but also bad because she would leave the job she had. Well, since all this boring thing is done, I'll go, said the brown-haired boy, walking away, being stopped by the crimson mouse Surzich's Lucifer. What's going on, Surzich's? I want to thank you for protecting my sister when the Cow's Bridge attacked in the raiding game, although I should also thank you for helping her and her entourage when it came to defeating Codrake Akabiel, as well as repelling the Cow's Bridge when we were having the first meeting between the factions, said the serious Redeed. With all that, thank you. Don't thank me, Mao Surzich's, I only did it to face strong beings, said the brown-haired man seriously. Who you should thank is your boyfriend, the hacker Yuku, who made time for me to get there on time. The meeting of the factions was my job, and if your sister got hurt, it wasn't my fault. At the Cow's Bridge in the raiding game, I was forced to participate there, so don't thank me either. I only do it to keep my family safe and fight against those who get in the way of their happiness. I see, and that's the only reason you're doing it? The Redeed asked seriously. You speak too normally with me, as well as with the other faction leaders, with the fallen angels and your wife Isaka. I would understand, but with us and Odin, as well as the angels, you've spoken as if we were close to you, instead of speaking to us with respect. I am like the Surzich's Lucifer, said the brown-haired man seriously. I lost my parents 5 years ago when they were killed by demons hired by my worst enemy. And that would be it? The Redeed asked, somewhat interested. You should know him, he's someone who is completely crazy, said the brown-haired man seriously, since Surzich's understood who he was talking about. That is Rizavam Livan Lucifer, who I must kill for what he did to my parents, as well as what he tried to do to Yusaka about 2 years ago, that's all. You know that the alliance of factions could support you on that issue, said the serious Redeed. Why don't you just ask for it? I don't need it, said the brunette seriously, looking at his left hand. I am the current Sekiryuutei and the most powerful. Your sister has already seen how far my power can go if they make me angry, and with that I have more than enough to defeat Rizavum. So why haven't you killed him yet? The Redid asked seriously. English, do you think it's that easy? That this is a story where I always defeat the enemy, where I can be happy as much as I want while being surrounded by beautiful women without any effort? Said the brown-haired man, annoyed. Nothing in life is achieved easily or for free. I got everything I have now, 2 wives, a daughter and 2 more girls, by sacrificing my parents and many more people I had by my side. This is not a fairy tale. Nothing has a happy ending just by being happy. Everything has its negative and dark side. Nothing is rosy, and remember that Lucifer, so protect your sister and train your future brother-in-law, that worse things will come in the future, and the Sekiryuutei will not protect anyone from the Gremory group. If you would allow me, Imau-sama, I will leave. Saying that, Issei leaves the room, leaving Mau-Surzich thoughtful and serious. What does the Sekiryuutei mean by that? The Redid asked himself seriously while quickly shaking his head from side to side, denying in his thoughts what he had. That doesn't matter now. I have to make Ria's Vali's boyfriend stronger, because if what the Sekiryuutei told me is true, then I have to do something immediately. While with Isay, who had a look full of seriousness. I think with it I made it clear to Surzich that he shouldn't trust that everything will turn out rosy for him, said the brunette seriously. That was my worst mistake, and I don't want to make it again ever. After a few minutes, Issei could see Yasaka, who had her daughter in her arms. Being next to her was Penemu as well as Kateria, being that the 3 were interrogating the young Valkyrie who had recently joined the Sekiryuutei harem, being that none of the 3 were very happy, let's say. Yasaka, Penemu and Kateria, stop scaring poor Roswas, said the brunette smiling. After all, she is similar to you. After all, she is also someone I will protect and love like you. Ah, sigh, I'm not going to oppose that, said Penemu seriously. After all, Yasaka, Kateria and I all know the reason why she will be by your side, so I won't say anything to avoid it. I won't give up either, Anata. After all, the proof that you'll never stop loving me is in my arms, said the blonde smiling while caressing her daughter who was in her arms. So I wouldn't mind if you want to have another, Anata, as long as you don't neglect your daughter. I'll never do it, Yasaka, the brunette said, smiling as he stroked his daughter's head, who just smiled. So why don't we go to the hot springs? We can relax there, and you can get to know Roswas better. Sounds good to me. After all, I don't remember the last time I went with you there, said the cadre. It was the first time you tried to grape me, Penemu, said the brown-haired boy, smiling at Penemu. Really? What memories, hehe, she said, laughing. Well, in a way, yes, said the brown-haired boy smiling. And well, what do Yasaka, Kateria and Roswas say? It's no problem for me, Anata and Kunu could have fun, said the blonde smiling. If Issei-sama asks me if I want to go with him to the waters, I will clearly not refuse, said the brunette smiling. It will be a pleasure to go with you, Issei-sama. Well, I don't have anything important, so going to the hot spring sounds good, said the Valkyrie smiling. Okay, then we'll go to the hot springs, said the brown-haired boy smiling. After several hours, Issei along with Yasaka, Penemu, Kateria and Roswas were in the mixed hot springs, being that the only one who was embarrassed was the Valkyrie, since she was not used to being naked in front of Issei, unlike the others who did not seem to care in the least. What's wrong, Valkyrie? Roswas? Why are you so tense? Cadre Penemu asked, seeing how nervous the albino was. Well, it's my first time being naked in front of Issei, and I'm very nervous about it, said the albino, embarrassed. Calm down, Roswas, I don't know why you feel nervous. You're beautiful, I already told you that, so you shouldn't be ashamed of showing your body to the person you love, said the brunette smiling while he had his daughter on his legs. And Issei was wearing a towel that covered his privates, so relax a little, that's why we came here. You're right, Issei, I should relax a little, said the albino, breathing slowly to relax. By the way, why is Kateria-san with you? I understand about Yasaka-sama and Penemu-sama since they are your wives, but why is she so relaxed? Well, I had to teach her several manners since she was a member of the Cow's Bridge, said the brunette seriously, but in the end she understood who she should be with or not, Kateria. It's like you say, Issei-sama, said the brunette with a blush. Getting to know you changed my life completely. Whenever you want, Kateria, said the brunette smiling. After half an hour, Roswas decided to leave. I'm sorry, Issei, but I'm not completely used to it yet, and I feel uncomfortable with so much silence, so I'll leave, said the albino, getting up from her place to leave. By the way, Roswas, could you take care of Kunu? Said the brunette. She fell asleep, and I don't want her to catch a cold from being in the water for too long. Very well, Issei, I will do it, he said, taking the little blonde who was asleep. Then goodbye. Saying that she leaves the place, leaving Issei with Yasaka, Penemu and Kateria. So girls, what are you going to do? The brunette asked, smiling. Do you want to have fun? Of course, Anata, said Yasaka, approaching Issei to kiss him passionately. Since we had Kunu, we haven't done it again. It wasn't because I didn't want to, and you know it, said the brown-haired man seriously. That was because you did it behind my back and also had a daughter in secret, said the purple-haired girl annoyed. Come on, calm down Penemu, after all, you were the one who took away my chastity, said the brunette approaching the purple-haired girl to start massaging her breasts, so don't be jealous, because after that you and I did it many more times, and right now we will do it again. Lemon skipped. It's fantastic Issei Sama she said while licking her lips. Well, why don't we start with the second round, girls? Said the brunette smiling. The new lover is a Nekomata. Hyoudou Issei was currently in Kyoto, resting at his wife Yusaka's home, since after the previous days he wanted to relax for a short while. Sigh, although I wanted to relax, it's really boring to do that, said the brown-haired man seriously. You know that there is little time you can spend with one of your females Issei, so make the most of it, said Draig seriously. Yes, I know they'll attack Cow's Bridge soon, but when? Rizivim can be unpredictable, now that he knows I know all the dates of the Cow's Bridge attacks, the brunette said seriously. That's right Isay, but still do T get discouraged because sooner than you think the Cow's Bridge will attack, said Draig trying to cheer him up. I know the Draig, but I think I'll take this time to think more about what can happen with that crazy old man, said the brown-haired man seriously. Roswis is so far the only one I could bring to my side, Riaz, Akeno, Kaneko, Zenobia, Irina, Ravel and Asia are all with Vali now. That's right, although you won 2 wives at a young age, a daughter, a servant and recently the Valkyrie I think you can save the Nekomata and go for others said Draig. You're right, I won't give up with so little, said the brunette smiling. There's still Gabriel, she always caught my attention. So you'll go for her later asked Draig. I don't know, maybe I will, but I haven't thought it through yet, said the brunette seriously. The only thing I know is that maybe Kuroka will be next, she will undoubtedly appear at the meeting that will be in a few hours. Although it is possible that not, since the Sekiryuutei is now in the Gremory group, it may not appear, although there is also a high probability that it will said Draig. I'll go for luck and hope he shows up, said the brown-haired boy smiling. After all, Vali will never have a harem bigger than mine, right? Haha even if you are married and have a daughter, it doesn't make you any less of an idiot and pervert, and I like that Issei said Draig laughing. You know I'll never change. I'm still a bit of an idiot and a pervert, but my mentality has matured, the brunette said seriously. And that's because of all the battle and life experience I've had now because of Rizivim. I see, you're right, Isay, said Draig. That's right, said the brown-haired boy to see how Yusaka was entering, since he already knew what was going to happen. It's time for the meeting, isn't it? That's right, and Aden is ready for the meeting. According to what I was told, he already gave his son Loki his punishment thanks to you, said the blonde smiling. I see then let's go, said the brown-haired boy smiling while Issei's little daughter climbed on his head, thanks to her wings Kunu, you better not pull my hair or dad will get angry. But that said, the little dragon Kitsune got off the chestnut's head to get into his arms, smiling at being in that place. I really have spoiled her, said the brunette smiling. Yusaka walk, Penemu must already be there with Kateria. I still wonder why you let Penemu take the Leviathan she said confused. She found out what we did and wants to show her where her place is, said the brunette sighing. How do you know? She asked. It's just a feeling and knowing her that must have happened, said the brunette smiling, but what does it matter, Yusaka is walking. Saying that they disappear from the place by means of a magic circle appearing in the place where the meeting for the alliance with the Nordic faction would be, being that as soon as they arrived Issei separated from Yusaka because she had to be with the leaders, and although Issei is also the leader of the Yokai, he is not interested in that position at all, and almost nobody knows about it. Very well Kunu, now that we are alone, what do you want to do? Said the brown-haired boy, caressing the little kitsune's head, making her laugh. Papa she said with joy. My little darling said the brown-haired boy smiling as he saw how Sekiryuutei Vali was approaching him. What's going on Sekiryuutei? I just watched you babysitting and thought it was funny that it wasn't the mother who was supposed to be taking care of them. Said the albino smiling. Who cares? You don't even know what it's like to be a father, since you're a poor virgin, said the brunette smiling making the albino blush with embarrassment. You're surrounded by women with lustful bodies, and you still don't sleep with them, you're a simple prince, if I were you I would have slept with them a couple of times already. Ouch Kunu don't bite. Dad she said, biting one of the brown-haired man's fingers, annoyed. No dad. You better stay in your place, Sekiryuutei said the albino annoyed putting his index finger on the brown-haired man's chest. If you dare to say that about Riaz and the others, you'll have to deal with me, and also don't go around telling lies to Riaz's brother. Do you think I can't defend them by myself? Do you think I need your help to defeat someone who is at Loki's level? Don't come to me with nonsense Sekiryuutei, so you better be in your place. I'm not interested in Ria's and your girls, I'm just saying that it's better that they are yours before someone appears and takes them away from you. The thing about Mao Lucifer was just advice since he was thanking me for the 2 times I helped them. If it weren't for me you would be dead, and Ria's Gremory as well as her entourage would be slaves of Cadre Cacabiel, said the brown-haired man seriously. And about strength, you have power that you decide to hide because of your demon blood. Or am I wrong? Vali Keto, or rather Vali Lucifer, grandson of the son of the original Mao. You better not tell anyone about my repulsive Lucifer blood, said the albino angrily, and take care Sekiryuutei, because one of these days you will be defeated by me, and that day will come soon, I assure you. We'll see about that, said the brown-haired boy smiling. Red will always be stronger than white. That will soon change Sekiryuutei, said the albino smiling as his index finger was bitten by the little kitsune, who was upset. You better calm your daughter Sekiryuutei. Saying that, the albino walks away from Issei and won't return for a while. Kunu, what did I tell you about biting? Said the brown-haired boy seriously, seeing how the little kitsune was about to cry, so he decides to stroke her head to calm her down. Ah, sigh, what else is well done Kunu, thanks for defending your dad, but don't do it again, right? Yes dad, said the little girl smiling. Very well, I hope you keep your promise, said the brown-haired boy smiling as he watched the loli of the Gremory group, Kaneko Taoju, walking away from everyone. It's time to go after Kuroka, although with what I last spoke to Vali, I'm sure he'll go after Kaneko, but I think I know how to avoid her winning me over, heh. Saying that, Isay decides to follow Kaneko since he could see how Ria's Gremory and Vali were before him, just as he had thought. I guessed it, and Ria's is also perfect, better now, said the brown-haired man smiling. But that, after a few minutes, Isay arrived where Ria's and Vali were, and in one of the trees was a black-haired girl with a black kimono, which showed her large breasts, as well as a pair of cat ears and tails, and Isay recognized her instantly, since she was Kuroka, a member of the Cow's Bridge and sister of Kaneko Taoju. So Shirin, come with me, said the black-haired girl smiling as she felt the presence of another person which put her on alert. Get out of there, it's no use hiding from me. Is there anyone else? The albino said, confused, and shortly after, he felt the presence of someone familiar, which made him upset. That bastard. Well, it was to be expected from the SS-class wandering demon Kuroka, said Isay appearing between the trees, since this time he had his little daughter on his back. Sekiryuutei, said the retard, surprised. What are you doing here? Just look at you guys leaving the meeting in a hurry, even though I thought you were going to have casual hex, I didn't expect you to run into her, said the brown-haired boy smiling as Ria's blushed upon hearing the brown-haired boy's words, thinking what she was going to do with the Sekiryuutei. Don't take it the wrong way Vali, if I heard how you were giving him pleasure I would leave instantly, I don't want my daughter to be corrupted by seeing you having hex. You better shut up Sekiryuutei, said the albino angrily. This has nothing to do with you, and I will take care of her myself. No Vali, you will take care of who is Kuroka's ally, so get out of there, said the brown-haired man seriously, as a black-haired man came out from between the trees. You must be Biku from Cow's Bridge, or am I wrong? Haha, I didn't expect anything less from the most abnormal and strongest Sekiryuutei of all. It's an honor that you know me, said the black-haired man smiling, and that's right, I'm Biku, descendant of Sun Wakan. It's a pleasure, Sekiryuutei and Sekiryuutei, and well, which of you will I face? The day will not be against my Biku, this time you will fight against the Sekiryuutei, said the brown-haired boy smiling. I will face your partner Kuroka, if it is not a bother of course. No, actually it is a nuisance since no one will get out of here, and you are the most problematic, Sekiryuutei, said Biku, launching himself at Isay to try to hit him with his staff, but Isay manages to stop him with his gauntlet. Wow, you are stronger than I thought. Is that a compliment? Said the brown-haired boy, kicking the black-haired boy as he fell next to the Nekomata. Ria's Gremory is taking care of Kunu. Saying that, Isay hands his daughter to the retard. If your boyfriend gets hurt, he'll pay, said the brown-haired man seriously. Balance breaker. But that Isay activates his armor and launches himself against Biku as well as Kuroka, who begins to try to hit the Nekomata, while she used her senjutsu to escape the brown-haired boy's blows, and Biku barely dodged them. This strength and speed was to be expected from someone who defeated Cacabiel without any problem, said Biku, dodging Isay's blows as he received some blows which hurt him. I think I should move away if I want to continue living. Saying that, Biku creates a cloud at his feet to take flight and thus get away from the chestnut tree. Hey Vali, if you don't want to be idle, attack Biku or stay protecting Ria's Gremory, it's up to you, said the brown-haired man seriously. I won't leave everything to you, Sekiryuutei, said the albino angrily. You take care of the Nekomata, I'll go for the monkey, balance breaker. Saying that, Vali flies towards Biku where they begin to have a fairly close battle, as due to the power of Vali's sacred gear, he slowly gained the advantage. Okay Kuroka, let's play for a while, said the brunette launching himself against the Nekomata, but before she could use her senjutsu to dodge the brunette's blow, he grabbed her by the leg and threw her against the trees. You are skilled with senjutsu, but it's not much use if your enemy is much stronger than you. Are you telling me I'm weak? The brunette said, annoyed. The simple truth is, I don't know how you take it, but I know that you seek to restore your species, don't you? Said the brown-haired man smiling. Wow, so you're very informed Naya, said the black-haired girl smiling, but I doubt you're the right person for that Naya. Well, what if I beat you, you become my partner, and I help you restore your clan? You know, I have experience said the brown-haired man smiling, pointing at his daughter, so I know how to satisfy a woman, and very well, since I even have under my control the descendant of the Male Leviathan, Leviathan. Wow, you're impressive Naya, said the black-haired girl smiling, but I'll only accept if you're as strong as you say Naya. Saying that, the brunette creates a magic circle with several symbols on her back, and with this, each of the symbols creates a sphere of energy, all of which spin clockwise to be thrown at the brunette. That's weak said the brown-haired boy, taking out Graham and splitting the attack in half. Is that all? Don't get cocky Naya said the brunette annoyed, creating more energy spheres and throwing them at him. Still weak said the brunette launching himself against Kuroka, even though the energy spheres had no effect on the brunette's armor, and in just a second Issei appeared in front of her with his fist near the girl's face. That will be all, won't it Kuroka? I give up Naya she said, seeing that she had no chance. I didn't think you were that strong, Sekiryuutei Naya. Even Bhikkhu told you that I am the most abnormal and strongest Sekiryuutei, you shouldn't take that lightly, said the brown-haired man smiling, his armor disappearing as he took the black-haired woman's chin. So when do you want us to start repopulating your species? You know I have free time. When she said that, the brunette blushed and Issei's little daughter threw small flames at the brown-haired boy, so he had to stop what he was doing to hug his daughter, who didn't want to leave the brown-haired boy. I really spoiled you, said the brown-haired boy smiling, watching as the little girl clung to Issei's shirt, not wanting to let go. Kunu, you shouldn't hold onto dad's shirt so tightly. Dad wants another mom for Kunu, said the little kitsune with puffed out cheeks. Kunu will tell mom. Don't tell your mother about this Kunu said the scared brown-haired boy. I beg you not to tell her. You really are an indecent father Sekiryuutei Naya said the black-haired girl smiling. Don't even tell me Kuroka said the brown-haired boy sighing, so I'll go stop Vali and Bhikkhu from fighting, so Kunu can stay with Kuroka for a bit, okay? The little girl growled at the Nekomata, not wanting to leave the chestnut tree. Sai, I really have spoiled you a lot, Kunu said the brown-haired man activating his armor to launch himself towards the fight that Vali was having against Bhikkhu, and when he arrived, he hit both of them in the neck, using a little of the power of his maximum armor. You two stop fighting now. But that both Sekiryuutei and Bhikkhu fell to the ground almost unconscious. Why the hell are you stopping me, Issei said the albino annoyed. If you want to stay here alone and your lowly and mistress get hurt while they stay with you, then I won't be responsible, said the brown-haired boy seriously, since the albino understood. Kuroka then you will stay with the Sekiryuutei, right? Asked the black-haired man, to which she just nods. Very well, but remember next time we will be enemies. Good luck Kuroka. Saying that, the black-haired man disappears from the place with his cloud, never to return. Walking Kuroka and calling me Issei said the brunette seriously. I don't like being called Sekiryuutei. Very well Issei Naya, but you still have to keep your promise, said the brunette approaching the brown-haired man and caressing his chest. Of course I will Kuroka, I always keep my promises, in that time I will do it, said the brown-haired man smiling, even though he said the last thing in his mind. I hope you share your father with me Naya, said the black-haired girl smiling, caressing the little kitsune's head. Grrrr said the little girl annoyed, growling at Kuroka. My dad and mom's, not yours. You really spoiled that Sekiryuutei girl said the albino seriously. Sai, give me a break said the brown-haired boy. Pleasure with the Nekomata and Gabriel. You are Hyoudou now. Hyoudou Issei was at home thinking about what to do since nothing came to mind now that he didn't know when the next thing would be, since Rizavam would possibly know about Kuroka joining the Sekiryuutei group, which left him without ideas. Boring, when are you planning to make your next move Rizavam? Said the brown-haired man looking up at the sky annoyed. What's wrong Issei Naya? Said Kuroka putting her head on Issei's legs. Why so serious Naya? It's just that I have nothing to do Kuroka. After a certain time Rizavam will realize what I've been doing, so he must know everything, said the brunette seriously caressing the Nekomata's cheek. So with it I would put you more at risk, because now you are a traitor like Kateria, but I have no ideas what to do. Yeah, I see Naya she said smiling, and Issei Naya, why don't I take you for a bath? Maybe that way you can relax a little more. I think you're right, a bath would relax me, said the brown-haired boy smiling, so my kinky kitty wants to go with me, right? Of course Issei Naya she said smiling. Very well, Yasaka is still at the meeting. Kateria is taking care of Kunu after she told her that I have you too, said the brunette nervously. Penemu is also there and also angry for bringing you here even though they know everything. She was called by her grandmother to receive new training and also to find out that she would be my partner. So let's go, Issei. Why are we wasting time here, said Kuroka, dragging Issei. I want to feel what everyone felt when they did it with you. Ah, perverted cat, said the brown-haired boy, smiling as he was dragged into the bathroom. Once inside, Issei was having his back washed by the Nekomata while the brown-haired boy just looked straight ahead seriously. Issei, Naya, could you tell me about that thing about you coming from the future, Naya, she said while rubbing Issei's back. Very well, said the brunette seriously. In my original timeline I was facing Rizivim since I got an abnormal power with which I was able to defeat him, although he escaped and ended up here since I followed him, but I didn't quite arrive. My life there was happy, my parents were alive, I had a girlfriend as well as a fiancé and a large harem, although with Rizivim, nothing can be as you plan, and that's why I ended up here. I see, Naya, she said, putting her hands on the brunette's member and starting to massage it. Continue, Naya. Do you want me to continue or do you want to have Hex? The brunette asked. Well, since you say so, let's do it, Issei, Naya, said the black-haired girl, smiling, throwing herself at Issei, putting him on the ground. Leave everything to me and you just enjoy. Lemon skipped. Thank you, Issei, Naya, she said, hugging the brown-haired boy, and I hope you have your son soon, Naya. Come on, don't rush, Kuroka, you still have plenty of time, said the brown-haired boy, smiling. Even if I have your child, no one will be able to take you away from me, Naya, she said, smiling. After several days, Issei had been called by the Sky faction, being that in a certain way he knew what it was for, but still had his doubts. There he went to the place where Michael was being guided by an angel. Once there, he entered the room where he could see Michael with his typical smile. What's up, Michael? Why did you call me? The brunette asked seriously. Sekiryuutei, or should I call you Issei-kun? Said the blonde, smiling. Call me whatever you want, Michael, said the brunette seriously. Very well, Issei-kun, so far you are allied with several factions, with the Fallen for being married to the cadre Penemu, with the Yaokai for being married and having a daughter with the leader Yasaka, the Nordic for your relationship that is emerging with the Valkyrie Raswas. But so far with the demons you are with some women, but they do not make you an ally, said the blonde, smiling. What I want to get to is that you have one of our angels, so that you are allied with our faction and thus obtain your support and not be left behind. But they already have the support of the hacker Yuiku, he has the support of the fallen angels, demons, Yaokai for the Nekomata of the Gremory group, as well as angels for the reincarnated angel Shido Arena, said the brown-haired man seriously. Why do they want to have me too? I'll get straight to the point. I wanted this to be seen as something formal, but I don't think I can make it political, Michael said, smiling. I want you to go out with my sister, Seraphin Gabriel, since she is captivated or in love with you. So that's why I won't deny it, said the brunette seriously. I will never deny the feelings that any woman has for me. I see, that makes me happy, Issei-kun, said the blonde, smiling. So Gabriel, you can come in now. As she said that, a beautiful blonde entered the room, blushing and nervous. It's a pleasure to see you again, Sekiryuutei, said the blushing blonde. Not at all, Gabriel, the pleasure is mine, said the brunette, smiling. And so you are in love with me and want to be my partner, right? That's right, she said, blushing. Seeing how you fought against a member of the Cow's Bridge, finding out how you faced Kakabiel and Loki, as well as how you took care of someone who hurt someone you care about a lot, made me feel happy, and that made me fall in love with you, since you protect the people you love. I see, thanks for those words, Gabriel, said the brown-haired boy, and I hope you can put up with this pervert he. Thank you, Sekiryuutei, said the blonde, hugging him. See, can I call you Isay? Of course, said the brown-haired boy, smiling. And now you will be Gabriel Hyoudou, won't you? Hyoudou? She said, confused. That's right, Hyoudou, it's my last name, it was my parents' last name before they were murdered, said the brunette, smiling. So tell me, do you want to be a Hyoudou and always be by my side? Yes, Issei, she said, smiling. Trouble in the harem and the wielder of a mysterious power. Hyoudou Issei was now at home resting while Penemu, Yasaka, Kuroka, Raswas and Kateria were sitting on the couch and were somewhat annoyed since Issei had the angel Gabriel by his side, who from now on would be an official member of Issei's harem. Girls, don't look at Gabriel angrily, you're scaring her, said Issei, looking at how Gabriel was behind him, completely scared. She's also like you, and she has feelings for me, so I can't deny her feelings. Issei, did you really bring the dove here? You're making me angry, said the purple-haired Penemu angrily. You know that I'm still upset that you have several girls with you, even though I understand why, but bringing an angel won't be difficult for you as well as it is for us to be by your side. Don't worry, Penemu, I know that because Gabriel is an angel she is too innocent, but I will still have her by my side, said Issei, smiling, so I hope you also get along with Gabriel. For me there is no problem Anada since I have said it many times, but if I have Kunu it is because you will never leave me and our daughter said Yusaka caressing the head of the little kitsune who just smiles, so you can have some more, but don't exaggerate too much and have 20 more girls, because you will make us angry. I'll try not to bring any more girls home, but I'm not promising anything, the brunette said seriously, but even so, the fact that you're with me is more than enough for me. But still Issei Naya will you have more girls or no Naya? Said Kuroka. You're right, even though I hate to say it, said the brunette smiling, but I'll still have as few as I can, but enough to prevent Vali from having more girls than me. You and your desire to always surpass the Sekiryuutei, you really are a dragon Issei said Penemu smiling, but I still like that behavior of yours, since I will never get bored, and besides, I can have you whenever I want. You've had me since I was 12, and before I had the relationship with Yusaka, you tried to grape me more than 30 times, said the brunette seriously. You know I couldn't resist, you're a dragon and you were very desirable at that time, said the purple-haired girl smiling. What do you mean it was? Weren't all the times we did it for nothing? The brunette said angrily. She means she wanted to take away your chastity and make you do it all the time, Yusaka said seriously. Very well, but even so, if you go 1 week without hex with me, you are forbidden to leave the house, said the serious brunette. Aha. What do you mean I can't do it with you anymore? Penemu said, annoyed. I should be able to do it with you whenever I want since you're mine and no one else's. You are the second Penemu since Isay has a daughter with me, so he is more mine than yours, Yusaka said smiling so you are only the second, and you cannot command anyone. You shut up Yusaka, you only did it as a thank you, and you have taken away his chastity, and also impregnated him to keep him away from me damn said Penemu angrily I looked at him first, so you can't say anything. If we count from my original line, Yusaka looked at me first, Penemu said the brunette scratching the back of his neck, so I'm sorry but she beat you. Nothing of having won me, you are mine said Penemu furiously so I will be the second to have a child of yours. You know that if that happens we won't be able to have hex, right? Said the brunette seriously. This is not going to be very good, said Penemu defeated I want to have your child so as not to be left behind, the bitch, but if you take away my hex for 9 months, you will drive me crazy. That must happen so that your child is born well, said the brown-haired man sighing besides, I don't want you to have problems when he's born, that's why I'm doing it. Damn said Penemu annoyed I'll have to wait much longer to be able to achieve it. I still can't live without having hex with Issei for more than 2 months, I have to get stronger. Seriously, that's your motivation said the brunette, smiling. Well, when you're ready, that will be possible. If so I'll have to wait said Penemu sighing, but even so I will never give up on Yusaka. Even so, I'm 20 steps ahead of you, Penemu, Yusaka said, smiling, and you'll never be able to beat me. Damn it because I always lose to Issei's second one Penemu shouted, seeing that she had no advantage against Yusaka. You are more the second because you are losing ground every minute, Penemu Yusaka said smiling, so you have to have Issei's child as soon as possible, since Kuroka-san already has her sights set on that. That's right Naya said Kuroka smiling I will be the second to have Issei's child Naya. Damn it Penemu shouted as she saw that she was increasingly losing her position as Issei's first wife, this is a punishment and a very ugly one. Penemu already knows that even so you were the first with whom I related in this timeline, since if I put the one I come from, Kuroka would be the first said Issei smiling then Roswas and Yusaka. Why are you punishing me like this? Penemu said, lying in the fetal position in the corner of the house, depressed. What did I do to deserve this? I let Issei marry someone else, I let him have a harem, I let him give his last name to another woman, as well as her daughter, but what did I do wrong? Do they hate me for leaving father? I think it would be better if you left Issei, we will help Penemu recover, Yusaka said seriously so come back in a few hours or better tomorrow. Very well said the brunette, leaving the women alone. I never looked at Penemu like that. I think that argument over me got out of control. That's how she was always seen smiling and doing perversions, Issei said Drag appearing in a kind of hologram of Issei's left hand, I think all that affected her more. Maybe you're right Drag, but like they said I have to give them their space for now, said Issei sighing. What can you do her pride was destroyed into 1,000 pieces until I understand her, and even though I am a man, understanding women was never my thing, although with what's happening to her, I understand her a little said Drag seriously. You're right, that affected him too much said Issei sighing, but let's go to the underworld because I can't be calm here. With that, Issei leaves the place through a magic circle, appearing on the outskirts of the capital of the underworld, having decided to move even further away from there to be alone for some time. Once he was far enough away he decided to spread his dragon wings and start flying. Why did you have to move away to use your wings asked Drake confused. You know that even if everyone knows that I am the Sekiryuutei or some, I must keep this power of mine hidden, Issei said seriously, and I must prevent any spy from the Cow's Bridge from informing Rizavum about me. Although it's useless since you already faced him when you went to Kyoto, said Draig seriously. But you know that with what he did when he wanted to kill me something very different could have happened and that I would face him at that moment. Issei said seriously. You're right, Issei said Draig, understanding. So for now I'll just stay away a little, Issei said seriously, so I'll have to stay away from them. When he said that he could see a large amount of orange energy which seemed to be out of control, which caught his attention, so he decided to go see it, and when he arrived, he could see a woman who seemed to have good body blonde hair which was wrapped in orange energy, so because of that Issei couldn't see if that was her hair or it was due to the energy emanating from her body. That woman emits an immense amount of power, Issei said, smiling, but it's not dragon-like or anything similar that I've felt before. Who's there, she said, throwing several yellow fireballs which Issei quickly dodges. Who the hell are you? Calm down, woman, I didn't come to attack you, I was just struck by the large amount of power you expelled, said Issei seriously. You may be lying, she said seriously, so better safe than sorry. Saying that, she launches herself at Issei to hit him, but he manages to activate his armor, stopping the girl's fists. Wow, you're stronger than you look, said the brown-haired man, smiling. It's mostly due to what you have inside you, isn't it? Wow, you're smarter than you look, but let's see how strong you really are, says the woman, kicking Issei in the ribs. Even though he doesn't seem to be hurt, you're stronger than you seem to be. Maybe, but you can't withstand the strength of a dragon, saying that Issei hits the girl in the stomach which makes her vomit blood. Who the hell are you? She said almost unconsciously. My name is Hyoudou, Issei, and I am the Sekiryuutei, said Issei seriously. And you? Kushina Uzumaki, said the girl, falling unconscious to lose the energy that surrounded her body, being that it could be seen that she was a redhead with purple eyes. Wow, she's quite beautiful, said Issei, smiling. Riaz, you've found your replacement, now you can have hex with Vali, I have someone better, You really are weird, Issei said Draig, laughing. The new member of the harem. Hyoudou Issei was in the underworld after the short fight he had against the woman named Kushina Uzumaki, who had inside her a power unknown to Issei, but now she was on the ground unconscious while Issei watched her and tried to find out what that power was that she had expelled. What do you think Draig is? Issei asked seriously, looking at the redhead. That power wasn't hers, I could tell when she lost that transformation. I would N''T know how to say Issei, but what if she is similar to Sekiryuutei and Hakuryuku, I say, Draig seriously. Does she have a sacred gear that has the soul of a powerful being? Asked the brown-haired man. No, she doesn't have a sacred gear, I didn't find anything similar, so that's all that remains. That's right, she has the soul of some being sealed inside her, said Draig seriously, but the question is which one. I've never seen that type of energy, it's completely different from that of any being I have seen. So not even you can know what her energy is, huh? Issei said seriously. Unfortunately, I don't know at all, I only know that it is not a dragon or any being from the Christian factions, nor one that was created by the biblical God, said Draig seriously. I see, then I'll just have to wait for her to wake up, said the brunette, approaching the redhead to touch her cheek with his finger. How long will you keep sleeping? That blow wasn't meant to kill you, Kushina Uzumaki. Who are you and what do you want? Said the redhead, standing up. I already told you, didn't I? I'm Hyoudou Issei and I'm the Sekiryuutei, said the brunette, sighing, and what do I want? Well, absolutely nothing from you. So why did you attack me if you didn't want anything? The redhead asked, annoyed. In reality, you had attacked me. I only came here because your power caught my attention, said the brown-haired man seriously. I never thought of doing anything to you until you decided to attack me just because I saw you. I'm sorry for attacking you, said the redhead sadly. It's just that because of this power, I must stay alert and avoid problems, since I have been wanted for some time now, because they want to extract the Kyuubi that I have. Kyuubi? Said the brown-haired boy, confused. Do you mean a nine-tailed fox? And if that's true, several years ago it caused destruction where I lived, and since then we have been sealing it in my mother. She was the first and now I have it, said the redhead seriously. Because of this power I have not been able to have a normal life, since it is always bringing me misfortunes. I've met some Kyuubi type yokai, but I've never met one that was strong enough to be sealed, said Issei, confused. Those who have been looking for me call him Kurama, and I gave him that name too, said the redhead. And how is it that you have met several Kyuubi? Yes, just as you heard, I have met several and even one of my wives is a Kyuubi, said the brown-haired man, as if it were nothing. You're disgusting, she said, imagining obscene things about Issei with a nine-tailed fox. I don't know what you think, but you're a pervert, said the brown-haired man seriously. She is a human, well, she has the appearance of a woman, but in exchange she has some features that distinguish them from each other. She has tails and animal ears, and they are known yokai. My wife is the leader of the yokai. They sound different from the one I've come to know, said the redeed. The one I have inside me is a giant nine-tailed fox. Well, yokai can take the form of what they are. If they are Nekomata type they can take the form of a cat, and if they are Kyuubi they can take the form of a big fox, said Issei. I see, but well, I think it's better if I go, said the redeed, standing up. You're not safe being by my side. Ahaha, the chestnut river. Why are you laughing? I'm dangerous. Being around me puts your life in danger, the redeed said seriously. Are you an idiot? No, you're the idiot. You think you're dangerous and special for having a simple Kyuubi inside you, Issei said seriously. I, on the other hand, have had a celestial dragon inside me since the day I was born. A dragon? You're pulling my leg, aren't you? She said angrily. Not at all, and if you want to see him, I'll introduce him to you, said the brown-haired boy smiling as his gauntlet appeared, which disintegrated into thousands of particles, so that they all formed a huge crimson dragon behind Issei. I introduce you to Draig, the Red Emperor Dragon, which is why I am known as the Sekiryuutei. It's a pleasure to meet you, girl, as Issei said. My name is Draig, the legendary Sekiryuutei who faced God himself, said Draig smiling. You, the pleasure's mine, she said nervously and in amazement. How were you able to free it? Isn't it supposed to be sealed inside you? Yes, he is, but I can make him free for a certain amount of time, Issei said smiling. Draig, how about we see the Kurama guy? Sounds interesting, right? And you can say it, Issei. It sounds interesting and a lot, so now you know what you have to do, said Draig smiling to disappear in thousands of particles, and so Issei's gauntlet appears. Do it, since I want to meet that little fox. Very well, I'm sorry Kushina, but this might hurt you a little, said the brown-haired boy, quickly putting it on the redeed's stomach so that the gauntlet would shine brightly. Open stamp. Saying that, Issei appears inside Kushina, seeing that in front of him, there was a giant fox tied to several chains. So you're the Kyuubi they call Kurama, huh? Issei said smiling, looking at the nine-tailed fox. You're not so imposing now. Who are you, brat? How were you able to get inside this stupid woman, said the fox angrily. Stupid? I'll put you in your place, you damn shitty fox, said Kushina, appearing behind Issei, annoyed since she wanted to go hit the Kyuubi, but Issei stopped her by holding her back. Let me go. Hide you, Issei, that I'm going to put him in his place. That damn shitty fox is going to pay for it. Calm down Kushina, don't get aggressive, said the brown-haired girl. Well, the redeed tried to escape from Issei's grip by putting her left hand on Issei's face and her right hand trying to reach the fox. First I want to know something about him. First I'm going to kill him for calling me stupid, said the redeed angrily. His face will be even more deformed than it already is. Ha, if it were N' for being sealed inside you and having these chains, I would have killed you years ago, stupid woman, said the fox seriously, and you already wanted to act nice to that boy. Now you're nothing more than a stupid and ugly woman. Now if you're dead, said Kushina furiously, I'm going to make you mincemeat. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to dismember you. Kushina, calm down and don't get carried away by the nonsense that Kyuubi says. You are beautiful, said the brown-haired boy, hiding his nervousness and fear that the redeed generated in him while she was furious. So please calm down, I don't want anyone to die now. Okay, but first, at least let me tear off one of your arms, she said, still annoyed but with a slight blush. I won't let you do anything to him, so please stay calm, said the brown-haired boy, releasing the redeed who had already calmed down. And you, Kurama, you think you're strong and invincible, don't you? I am stronger than your child, said the fox smiling. Well, to me you're just a pet, said Issei, bored, making Draig appear next to him, who roared, making Kurama get scared. If you see this as a real being, that should be sealed. Draig could finish you off in a few seconds. He's a celestial dragon that opposed the biblical god and challenged him, although he died and was sealed more than 1,000 years ago. So little nine-tailed fox, you want me to free you, and then you suffer against me, said Draig smiling. I prefer to stay inside this woman, said Kurama nervously. Well then I'll release a few seals, said Issei, making some of the chains break. With that you'll give Kushina more power, and by the way, I hope you get along better with her, so none of you suffer or die. I'll do that, kid, but as long as that woman does N''T get angry, said the fox, pointing at Kushina. She needs a man, so she does N''T get so angry. What did you say? Said Kushina furiously and blushing. I'm going to kill you. Calm down Kushina, don't get angry, said the brunette seriously, putting his hand on the redeed's head. You are beautiful, and when I leave you will be able to get any man, although if you lower your temper, men will fall at your feet. Very well, I see, said the blushing redeed, although until now there hasn't been any man who interests me. And what are your types? Said the brunette smiling. Well, like you, she said, blushing and nervous. You are kind, loving, and even though I tried to kill you, you didn't. Besides, you didn't do anything to me when I was unconscious, and you showed me several things that I was never going to know, and that made me feel attracted to you. And I see, said Issei nervously. Well then you know that I have 2 wives, right? That doesn't matter, it still won't change what I feel for you, said the blushing redeed. Very well then, I accept your feelings, and apart from now you are one of the women of the Sekiryuutei, said the brown-haired man, taking Kushina by the waist to kiss her, although she reciprocated the kiss. Do you like me? Why yes, she said, blushing. Then let's get out of here, said the brown-haired boy, making both of them appear once more in the forest. It's time for me to go home, so let's go, Kushina. Good, said Kushina, blushing, following him. Rizavim attacks. A month had passed since Hyoudou Issei had taken Kushina to his residence as another member of his harem, where although not everyone accepted her, they had to do so, since it was the decision of the person they loved, and they had to accept it. Now he was in a meeting of the factions to find the greatest enemy of the alliance, Rizavim Leviathan Lucifer, who had made several attacks on the factions in the passage of less than 2 months, so they had to make their moves to eradicate the old man once and for all. So Sekiryuutei, do you know anything about Rizavim Leviathan Lucifer? Said the Retid seriously. Everything I know is useless, said the serious brown-haired man, stroking his little daughter's hair, who smiled. You know that you are the person who knows the most about Rizavim, and you are the one who has the most information about Rizavim, since you have not only a criminal wanted by the alliance, so you must know better than anyone, said the serious Retid, or are you perhaps working with the Cow's Bridge? I wouldn't work with that organization for anything in the world, the brunette said, serious and annoyed. They've ruined my life by killing my parents, just as they've improved it. Even so, I'm not going to join that organization. Maybe all of that is a piece of shit and you are one of their members, said the Retid seriously, and that's why you know about the moves they'll make. If you will be, said the brown-haired boy, trying to get up, but Azazel stopped him. Sirziches, if you say that Isay is a member of the Cow's Bridge, then the fallen angels are too, since Isay would be like a cadre being married to Penemu, said Azazel seriously, so we would be accomplices too. And not only that, but also the Yaokai, said the blonde Kitsune Yasaka, seriously, Isay is my husband, as well as the leader of the Yaokai, so we would be enemies of the alliance, so if Anata is one, we are too. Mom loves dad very much, said the little girl, smiling and yawning. Dad, I'm sleepy. Sleep, Kunu, said the brown-haired boy, smiling, putting the little girl's head on his legs and the rest on Yasaka, who was sitting on his right side, to start caressing the little girl's head. My beautiful girl. What a disgusting scene, said the Retid, annoyed. What did you say? The brunette said seriously. You look like a pedophile child rapist with that smile, said the serious Retid. Are you a pedophile? Say it again if you dare, said the brunette seriously, clenching his fists as his eyes turned red. The clown already killed us, said Azazel, scared, throwing himself to the ground, trembling, since Penemu had run away, leaving Seraphil confused as well as Gabriel and Michael. What's wrong, Azazel? The blonde man said, confused, looking at the governor of the fallen angels on the ground, trembling. The real devil has fallen on us, he said, terrified, so run for your lives and pray to Kami-sama. What's wrong with him? Gabriel said, confused. Sirziches, please don't say anything else, you are about to unleash true hell on hell, said Azazel, scared, on the ground in the fetal position, trembling with fear. I beg you. The Sekiryuutei must receive a lesson, said the Retid seriously, looking at the brown-haired man, so know your place, pederast. This is all worth it, he said, digging in the ground. I warned you, said the brown-haired man with his hair covering his eyes, appearing in front of Sirziches to grab him by the neck with his right hand, slamming him against the wall. Say that word again and neither Great Red nor Office Ouroboros will be able to revive you. Saying that, Issei hits the wall with his left hand, destroying it and thus also evaporating 10 mountains in the process, scaring Sirziches as well as Michael and Seraphil, and surprising Gabriel, as well as making her smile at the affection that Issei had for his daughter, thus also making Auden smile, seeing how in a second the Sekiryuutei frightened the strongest demon of all. Did you understand correctly, Sirziches Lucifer? Said the brown-haired man with a dull tone and his red eyes with torn pupils. Say something stupid like the one I killed you a little while ago again, did you hear? Very well, said the Retid, scared and trembling with fear. Well, I hope you understood, said the brown-haired boy, letting go of him to kick him, crashing him against the wall, breaking his ribs. That's for thinking I dared to touch my princess. Saying that, Issei grabs Sirzich's face and slams him into the ground, brutally breaking his nose. And that's for believing that he belonged to the Cow's Bridge, said the brown-haired boy, to put his foot on Sirzich's face, crushing him, and that's for being a sissy. I hope you've learned, Sirzich's Lucifer, since Rizavim won't be gentle like me, did you hear? Yes, hey Sekiryuutei-sama, this is the head of the house, and it's over the pants. Maybe he'll give you one last hit, said the brown-haired boy, seriously about to kick Sirziches, but stops and looks to his left side, where Grafia was, who created an ice sword, putting it on the brown-haired boy's neck. Hey, you better put that thing away, because someone could get hurt, miss. I ask you, Sekiryuutei-sama, to remove your foot from Sirziches-sama, said the silver-haired girl seriously. Do you want me to teach you some manners too? The brunette said seriously. Are you challenging me, Sekiryuutei-sama? The silver-haired girl said seriously. Not at all, but if you don't take this off me you'll make me angry, said the brown-haired man taking the sword and breaking it with a slight movement, surprising the silver-haired woman. So do you want me to teach you some manners? Try it if you can, said the silver-haired girl. It would be creating two ice swords much more powerful than the ones before. You heard, he gave me permission and you are witnesses, said Issei, raising his two hands, to which Michael nodded a nod, since the latter was interested in seeing what would happen. So I will teach you manners, little demon. Saying that, Issei destroys both swords with a single touch to hold the woman's waist with his left hand, and with his right hand, he holds the woman's hand to tilt it a little, surprising and confusing the silver-haired woman. Now to teach you some manners, saying that Issei kisses Grafia, surprising her even more and making her blush. Seconds later they separate, leaving the woman in shock. Well, it was a somewhat intense kiss, miss. Don't be a jerk, Kanata, said the blonde, giving Issei a sniff. Why do you see that woman? Just so Sekiryuutei learns that just because he is the Mao Lucifer doesn't mean he can take freedom and say whatever he wants, said the brunette, seriously hugging the blonde. Besides, you are my queen, and I will give you a real kiss. Saying that, Issei kisses the blonde and separate seconds later. Better, my queen? Said the brown-haired man, smiling. That's right, Anata, said the blonde, smiling. And Kunu? The brown-haired boy said, confused. You took it when you were going to give Sekiryuutei what he deserved, said the blonde, hugging him. I see, well I hope he took good care of her, said the brunette, seriously looking at Grafia, and you take care of that idiot Sekiryuutei if you don't want him to die. Ha ha, she said, coming out of the shock, taking Sekiryuutei, still blushing when looking at the brunette. Okay, now what? The brown-haired man said, sighing. Why don't you lower your dragon hormone levels, Issei? Azazel said nervously. Sounds tempting, but I refuse, said the brown-haired man seriously. Well, I will go, someone as old as me should rest, said old Odin, leaving. Well, I have nothing to do so I'll go, said the brown-haired boy, about to leave. He feels the presence of someone he knows very well, which makes him quite angry. That bastard is back, balance breaker. Welsh dragon balance breaker, the voice of the Red Emperor dragon resounded. Isaka, go with Kunu and Penemu with the others at home, said the serious brunette. The little kitsune cried, scared, hugging the brown-haired boy. Calm down, Kunu, said the brown-haired boy, stroking the scared little girl's head. He won't do anything to my princess. I wouldn't be so sure, Sekiryuutei said, a voice which completely destroyed the wall, and Issei got angry when he saw who it was. Have you missed me, Sekiryuutei-kun? Brizivum? Said the furious brown-haired man. Wow, you've missed me so much and I'm so happy, said the old man, smiling. Shut up, you old shit, said the furious brown-haired man. What the hell have you come for? Well, I didn't come for anything important, really. Can't I say hello to the kid I left without parents? He said, smiling. Stop bucking around, you damn old man, said the brunette furiously. I just came for a little thing, said the old man, smiling to snap his fingers and make a being with an armor identical to the Sekiryuutei, but this one was black with purple gems. What do you think of my greatest creation, Sekiryuutei? You created a copy of my boosted gear, huh? Said the brown-haired man seriously. Even so, it is of low quality. Copy? You're wrong, this is my own creation, the old man said, smiling. It's the offspring someone like me should have. It's my son, Ryken Lucifer, as he should be. When he said that, the being disappeared the helmet to show someone identical to Issei, but with silver eyes and silver hair, and he had the same smile as Rizivum. So you're Hyoudou, Issei, huh? The silver-haired man said, smiling. You don't seem like someone to be scared of. Calm down your fumes, Rizivum Jr., said the serious brown-haired man. I'm flattered that you compare me to father, but I'm inferior to him in every way, said the silver-haired man, smiling. They still have the same stupid smile that disgusts me, said the serious brunette. I'm flattered by what you're saying, said the silver-haired boy, smiling to look at what the brown-haired boy had in his arms. So the Sekiryuutei has a baby, huh? She's cute. Don't even try to lay eyes on him, idiot, said the brunette seriously. If you do, I'll break your legs and every one of your bones. As if you could, she said, appearing in front of Issei, taking Kunu from his arms to kick him, making him step back and lose his armor. Said the brown-haired boy, shaking his head to see that he didn't have his daughter when he saw how Ryken had her. Damn you, give me back my Kunu. I'm sorry, but it will be useful, or so says father, he said, smiling. The little girl cried, trying to get out of Ryken's arms, but it was useless. Shut up already, said the silver-haired man angrily, slapping Kunu, making her spit blood and leaving her unconscious. She's a crybaby. I told you to let Kunu go, but you didn't, and you slapped her. I won't forgive you for that, said the brunette seriously and in a muffled voice. So the Sekiryuutei got angry, didn't he? The silver-haired man said, smiling. Should he keep doing it? The clown has already fallen on us, run for your lives. Azazel shouted, terrified, running, being followed by Yasaka and Michael as well as Gabriel, who were confused until they felt how the entire underworld was shaking. The devil has awakened, and this time nothing will stop him. I told you to release Kunu now, said the brown-haired man with his completely green eyes, expelling a large amount of crimson power. Yo once again releases the power of that Sekiryuutei. Said Rizavam smiling, Raiken, if you want to defeat him I use the Lucifer form. Well said father, said the silver-haired man smiling, now we will see who is the strongest dark Lucifer dragon. Saying that his armor changes completely, being grey with some orange and yellow parts, as well as expelling black energy throughout his body. Let's see if you can fight the Sekiryuutei, said the silver-haired man smiling, giving the little girl to Rizavam, who disappears and only increases Issei's anger. You're going to die, Raiken, said the brown-haired man seriously, expelling energy at immense proportions. Having already put on his maximum armor, you will die for me, dark dragon purgatory. Let's see which is more powerful, Sekiryuutei, said the silver-haired man smiling. We'll see, Raiken, said the serious brown-haired boy. While in another place a crack was opening which expelled completely dark energy. Come on boy, you wanted a Sekiryuutei chick to go out with, didn't you? Said old Rizavam smiling. Have you brought it, said the serious being. That's right, he says, with the little one in his hands, devour it and you'll be able to leave. Finally freedom, said the being, devouring the little kitsune as the crack opened, showing a man with completely black armor with blood-colored gems. The gauntlets had the shape of the juggernaut drive, incomplete with purple wings. He didn't have his helmet on, which helped to recognize him, but he had fresh blood from the little kitsune. Finally the light of day after those two almost killed me. Are you talking about the Sekiryuutei and Hakuryuku? The old man said, smiling. They are here and they are weaker than you think. Ahaha, incredible, I'll devour them like I did with that little one, said the man smiling. So Beowulf, I want you to help me in all my missions to improve the world in my own way, smiling. I will work temporarily for you since you freed me and they are not here, haha, said Beowulf smiling. Elsewhere the Sekiryuutei from all the multiverses were serious and nervous. That bastard brought him back to life, said Isay from the first universe book. DSK, that Rizavam took him out of the place where I thought he would be forever, said the Isay of the second universe. That's a damn mistake what he did, said the furious Isay of the third universe. I would like to kill Rizavam right now, said the Isay of the fourth universe with boiling blood. No one escapes what he did. Wait yet, said the hooded man seriously, not yet, that Issei must know the power and terror of Beowulf for you to act, and that will be soon. Awakening of power. Issei was facing Rizavam, Raiken's creation, where they had a fairly even fight, although in the end, Issei had a fairly wide advantage. You better give up, scum, the brown-haired man said with little emotion in his voice. If you do, maybe it will be merciful when it comes to destroying every cell in your body. You're shit and don't think I'll be defeated by a damn fifth-rate dragon, said the silver-haired man annoyed. You've decided, said the brown-haired boy, hitting him in the face with his knee, breaking his helmet and then kicking him in the neck, burying him in the ground to hold him with his right hand and slam him repeatedly against the ground, leaving him seriously injured and the silver-haired boy unable to open his eyes. You are a worthy opponent, but you are only a copy of a real dragon. I hope why you rot in the afterlife, said the silver-haired man with difficulty. Very well, you asked for it, said the brown-haired man, ready to kill him, but suddenly he moved away greatly, and immediately after that the silver-haired man's body was hit by a huge attack, killing him instantly. DSK, you arrived early, Rizavam, said the brunette, annoyed, looking at Rizavam seriously. That's right, Sekiryuutei-kun, but I won't face you today, said the old man smiling. So what are you doing here now? The brown-haired boy said seriously and angrily. But first of all, where is Kunu? Are you talking about the shitty brat you had with that kitsune? The old man said smiling, watching Yasaka arrive with Penemu, as well as Azazel, Michael and Auden. Don't insult my daughter, you piece of shit, said the brunette furiously. Oh, I don't know why you're crying over that insignificant trash, he said, releasing a red ball covered in blood that flew towards Issei, who caught it and was left with his eyes wide open as he instantly recognized who it was. And no, see, it can't be, said the brown-haired boy with his eyes wide open as tears flowed out of his eyes, non-stop. Kukunu. That's right, your daughter has already died, having been devoured by an acquaintance of mine, and that's all that's left, haha, said the old man laughing. And my Kunu, no, said the blonde kitsune, falling to her knees to cry her heart out. Why? Yusaka, said the brown-haired man, looking at his crying wife after losing her daughter. Why, you must be joking, Kukunu. Saying that Issei remembers everything he lived with his daughter, which made more tears fall from his eyes, and then a rupture was heard throughout the place, and Issei's tears turned into tears of blood just as Issei's blood began to boil. How dare you, the brown-haired man whispered as his black armor shone a deep dark crimson. How dare you? Yo, the little dragon started to cry, hahaha, the old man said laughing. How dare you? Said the furious brown-haired boy as his teeth grew and a pair of red wings broke the back of the armor. How dare you kill Kunu? I will kill you, I will guttle you, I will make you suffer until I have no more power. With this, the armor expelled waves of crimson power as well as 15 spheres, 6 of which were red and 9 black, with 3 showing dark power, which enveloped Issei's body. While in another place or rather dimension. That Issei is getting power from Great Red, Office and Trixa from our universes as well as his own, said the brown-haired man from the second universe surprised. Is that even possible? Said the brown-haired boy from the first universe, surprised. It is, the black-haired man said seriously. By being one, so to speak, you can obtain power from dragon gods in different universes, so give him power if you want that Issei to be able to defeat him. I want to see Beowulf dead so I will do it, said the brown-haired boy from the fourth universe seriously. And I said the chestnut tree from the third universe. Both of them expelled crimson energies which were quickly absorbed by a wormhole created by the power of both of them, which went directly towards the body of that Issei and absorbed him completely, leaving those two exhausted. Well, if the cowhaste do it then I will too, said the first Issei, giving 70% of his power so that it would slowly be restored. And when will you? I'll go and give it to him in front of him, said the brown-haired boy from the second universe, in addition to wanting to give Beowulf one last blow. After that you will be severely punished. Do you still want to do it? The black-haired man asked seriously. That's right, I want to see that Issei face to face, said the brunette seriously. I want to see that me from that universe. Okay, the black-haired man sighed, creating a portal behind the brunette. Go quickly, you have 5 minutes. With that, the chestnut enters to stand in front of Issei as well as the others present, confusing them. Hey, who the hell are you, said the old man to realize the power emanating from the one in the red armor. You are the strongest Sekiryuutei in the parallel universes. And you are a bucking old man, he said seriously, looking at how the brown-haired man looked at him with anger and seriousness. You want to kill Rizavum, don't you? I want to kill him, said the furious chestnut. Well, relax for a moment, idiot, he said, hitting him, making his anger disappear. You're not Hyoudou Issei, who should protect his women and who now carelessly lost his daughter, and now you want to destroy this whole place, no matter if you kill your wives or what. And I, said the brown-haired boy, opening his eyes, I don't want them to die, boo, but nothing. If you want to defeat Rizavum you can do it with one blow, and that's it, but the one you have to face is over there, he said, pointing to someone with black armor. He was the one who devoured your beloved daughter, who took her life. He did it, said the brown-haired man, gathering more energy once more. But get as angry as you want and kill him, he said, removing a gem from his armor, hitting it against the gauntlet of Issei's armor, making the brown-haired man feel like an infinite amount of power was running through his body, and with that you will be able to face him, but the power is only temporary. If you train properly, you will be able to have that level, but now assume it in your body. But now. If you ask me I will do it, said the brown-haired boy, letting out a great scream as his body accumulated the crimson and dark energy. I will use this power to kill the one who killed Kunu. With that, an explosion occurred in the center of the place, and then a white armor with blue parts and crystalline purple wings were seen. This power is more than enough, Hyoudou Issei, he said smiling, and first you have to manage to control your power 100%, understood? Very well, said the serious brown-haired man. Well, I will see my old enemy one last time, he said, throwing himself at the one in black armor, smiling. Some time has passed, Beowulf. You're back, aren't you? He said, taking off his armor helmet, revealing a serious white-haired man. It's been a long time. How are that idiot Lucifer and that idiot Navi? Much better than when you appeared, Beowulf, he said seriously, but even if I want to fight you, you have killed the daughter of the Sekiryuutei, and I will give him the opportunity to kill you. As you wish, but I'll only say one thing. One last time you'll see me even when I'm dead, he said smiling. I'll come back once more in the future, and I'm promising you that, ha. Very well, I hope that when that happens they kill you once again, he said seriously. That remains to be seen, said the white-haired man, smiling, but once I kill the one here, you will still have to pay for what you did that time. We'll see about that, he said, slowly disappearing. I hope you die, Beowulf, that boy has potential, and if it weren't for the fact that I'm forbidden to participate, you'd be dead by now. But that he disappeared. Very well, he said seriously, looking angrily at the white-haired man. You killed Kunu to get out of your damn hole, and don't think I'll forgive you for that. Your daughter also had exquisite taste in it, she said smiling. It's time for you to die, Beowulf, you are just scum, and you must be eliminated, said the brown-haired man seriously, while the energy in his body increased. You are one of the few who has managed to make me angry, and you will pay it dearly, Beowulf. But you still won't have your daughter back, said the white-haired man smiling. Then I will destroy every part of your body and maybe that way my fury will calm down for a moment, said the brown-haired boy, throwing himself at the white-haired boy, hitting him in the face, throwing him against a mountain, destroying it, to look furiously at Rizavum. What are you looking at me, you damn piece of trash? Said the old man seriously. Just that you're trash, so die Hakai, said the brown-haired boy, throwing a sphere of power which completely disintegrates Rizavum's body, leaving nothing. Now you Beowulf, let's have what you wanted, revenge and fight. Finally after years, haha, said the white-haired man smiling. The fight will begin now, let's start this trash fight, said the brown-haired man seriously. Sekiryuutei vs Beowulf. Issei was in front of Beowulf, the most powerful enemy of all the known universes so far, who came to his home to cause chaos in it, but the Issei of the other universes gave him a great amount of power, enough to overcome the power of the Beowulf. Okay Beowulf, let's get started right away, said the brown-haired man, appearing in front of Beowulf, hitting him in the stomach, drawing blood, and then following that he knees him in the chin, which sends him to the sky, and then hitting him repeatedly and throwing him to the ground with a kick in the back. Not bad Issei, said Beowulf, smiling as he got up without much trouble, but that won't be enough to beat me. We'll see about that now, said the brown-haired boy, launching himself at Beowulf to hit him, but the latter stops his fist with his open hand, so he kicks him, which he stops with his arm, so that Beowulf throws him far away, with a gust of wind crashing him against a mountain. Tsk. You did well, Issei, said Beowulf, smiling, seeing how his gauntlet was broken, so he repaired it completely. You mustn't get distracted, Beowulf, said the brown-haired boy, appearing in front of him to quickly hit him. Prepare for the beating of your life. Saying that, Isay launches himself at Beowulf, ready to hit him. Tsk, this won't end so easily, little Sekiryuutei, said Beowulf, using his power to make Isay hit the ground and unable to move. Haha. F-buck, said the brown-haired boy, trying to move but couldn't do it, so he decided to move his left hand, throwing a dragon shoot which hit him full in the body, thus cancelling Beowulf's technique to launch himself against him, trying to hit him, but Beowulf stops the fist with his open hand, so both of them look at each other with seriousness and anger. Is that all? I'm just getting started, Sekiryuutei-kun, said Beowulf, tries to kick Isay, but he stops him with his arm, so they both start exchanging brutal blows which destroy parts of their armor, so Beowulf hits Isay in the stomach, making him spit blood. The brown-haired boy shouted to react and hit him in the face, throwing him against a mountain no more than 10 meters away, making Isay fall to the ground. And I can't lose, I won't lose again, said Beowulf, tearing off the chest part of his armor. I am invincible, I can't lose. You're wrong about that, said the brown-haired boy, appearing behind him to hit him from behind, throwing him far away. Don't think I'll let you rest so you can recover, Beowulf. And I can't lose against you, kid, said Beowulf, getting up, furious. Miserable Sekiryuutei, I'm sick of this place, I'm sick of this universe, I will erase its existences along with this dimension. He's expelling more power than he can handle in that state, said the brunette seriously, but perhaps with it I can go with him to the place where the other Sekiryuutei are, it will be best. Isay, you're going to die from this place. Beowulf shouted, his body charged with power. You're not going to survive this, and when it's all over I'll kill everyone and rape you women. Okay, I'll try, said the furious brunette, lunging to hit him in the stomach with enormous force, and then he does it again. I shouted for Beowulf to spit out a small blonde kitsune. Now, said the brown-haired boy, pushing Beowulf so that they both fell into a black hole. With that, everything in the place calmed down completely. What was that? Said Azazel, nervously looking at the scene of the place, which was completely destroyed, to see something in the middle of the place going towards where he was carrying it, seeing that it was Kunui. Impossible, but if he said he killed her? What's wrong, Azazel? Said the blonde Yusaka without much emotion on her face. Yusaka-san, take it, said the black-haired man, approaching the blonde kitsune to give it to Kunu, who was unconscious. I impossible. How? The blonde said, surprised, tears of happiness in her eyes. I don't have the slightest idea, but it must be Isay's work, said the black-haired man, smiling. He brought it back somehow. Anada always doing the impossible, said the blonde, hugging her daughter without caring that she was covered in someone's blood and crying from the greatest happiness she felt. My little one is back at last, thank you Anada, thank you. Isay, you've done a lot wherever you are now, said the black-haired man seriously in his mind. Where have you gone to stop that monster, Isay? While in the space where the chestnut tree came face to face with Beowulf. Am bucking Sekiryuutei, said the white-haired man, holding his stomach. How could you get that brat out? She was supposed to be dead. I can do it thanks to this power, said the brown-haired man, expelling dark crimson energy. I can cause the destruction of everything and the creation of a new being. Nothing is impossible for me now, and even less erasing you from this dimensional plane. We'll see about that, Isay, said Beowulf, launching himself at Isay, hitting him in the face and thus receiving a blow to the stomach. Damn it. Both began to hit each other multiple times, which caused their bones to slowly break, but they managed to reinforce them so as not to get hurt thanks to the boost they gave each other, managing to endure even more to end up colliding their fists in the face of their rival, throwing them far away. Agitated, this is too much, I see why that Sekiryuutei had serious difficulties against you, said the brown-haired boy agitated, but even so I can't lose, I'll beat you Beowulf. The young Sekiryuutei, you have given me great fun, I would say that you are much better than that Sekiryuutei I faced, but even so you do not reach his level of strength by yourself, said the white-haired man smiling, now you have enormous power, but that power is only temporary, it is a great increase, but without it you would not have achieved anything against me. Maybe it's true and I couldn't have done anything against you without the help of those Sekiryuutei, but I can still beat you, said the brown-haired boy smiling looking at his gauntlet which had 2 chronometers, the first marked 2 minutes which was the oxygen, and the other marked 12 minutes, and was the time of the power he had, I still have time to break our mothers. Yeah, interesting, but okay, let's do it, said Beowulf smiling launching himself at Issei. We'll see about that, Beowulf. Shouted the brown-haired boy as he launched himself at Beowulf, causing both of them to collide, creating an explosion that destroyed planets and stars near them. This will be decided with the death of one of us. They both shouted, colliding their fists, creating a huge explosive wave that destroyed everything around them. Final battle and new lover. Issei was facing his greatest enemy that any universe had ever known, which is called Beowulf, a Issei corrupted by evil, and the cause of the destruction of his universe in its entirety, being that this battle would decide the path that the universe would take. They were both fighting in space, throwing blows left and right at each other non-stop. Hey Beowulf, why aren't you going all out? Said the brown-haired boy smiling, stopping both of the white-haired boy's blows, I'm already getting tired of you, in case you didn't know. You are a tasteless piece of trash who can't do anything against my magnificent power, and who thinks he's a superior being, said the white-haired man smiling, but do you think you can beat me if I go all out? We'll see about that, said the brown-haired man, butting his head to move away and begin to expel a great amount of power. You fell, said the white-haired man launching several bursts of power of destruction, which impacted against the brown-haired man creating a large smokescreen. He is dead, I am the supreme being now. But a huge burst of power came directly against the white-haired man who barely managed to dodge, but his right arm was seriously injured. Damn, said the white-haired man starting to heal his injured arm. Well, it seems I hurt your godly arm, said the brown-haired man in the smokescreen. You don't think too much of yourself for having hurt me a little Issei, said the white-haired man. Even so, I can see that your power is beginning to overflow in an uncontrolled manner, said the brunette seriously, it seems that without my daughter, you do not have a catalyst which can suppress your power and release it whenever you want, so you will not last more than 5 Namekian minutes. Damn Rizavum, you didn't tell me about this, and that I let you live, said the white-haired man annoyed. It seems that the old shit didn't trust you very much, and that's why he brought you here, so you could suck his cock and come and screw up my life, said the brunette seriously. Never mind, 5 bucking minutes are more than enough to beat you, said the white-haired man furiously. It doesn't matter since I don't plan on prolonging this fight much longer, Beowulf, you know, besides the power there is something that one of my senpais gave me, which will be useful to split holes, said the brown-haired boy taking out a green seed which he eats and begins to increase his power, more than before round 2. Do you think you'll beat me by eating a bean? Well, you're wrong. The white-haired man said angrily. You know I hate you and at the same time I feel sorry for you, said the brown-haired man seriously, because I'm going to eradicate every last trace of you without leaving any possibility that you could ever come back. Ja! The brown-haired man shouted, launching a burst of power which he threw a great distance at the white-haired man, and thus launched himself against him to hit him in the stomach repeatedly to end up hitting him with his open hand, throwing him down to the deepest part of the place, and launching a sphere of power towards him, creating a huge explosion. Hey, come here if you are man Beowulf, I am the only one who benefits from wasting time. Beowulf laughed at his back, trying to hit him, but receiving a blow to the face from the brown-haired boy. You have lost speed, Beowulf, said the brown-haired man smiling, creating a sort of dragonic power. I will give you a little help so you can improve your reflexes, Beowulf. Saying that, Issei tries to stab Beowulf with his sword multiple times, but he barely managed to dodge them, receiving various cuts all over his body and face, and kicking him in the face, throwing him a great distance. This can't be happening, said the white-haired man furiously. I am a god, and you must respect your god. The only god there is the one you see, said the brown-haired man seriously, so go and say goodbye, Beowulf. No, I will never be destroyed, filthy trash, the white-haired man shouted furiously. Know your deadly place. Saying that, he launches several blasts of power of destruction which Issei dodges without any problem and begins to charge a large amount of power in his right arm. It's time for you to die, Beowulf, said the brown-haired man, increasing the power of his right arm. Repent your sins with death, Hyoudou, Isay. The white-haired man shouted furiously, creating a large sphere of dark power disappear, you filthy sewer rat. With this, Beowulf launched an immense sphere of dark power the size of the moon, its objective being to eradicate the life of Hyoudou Issei. Do you think that will be enough, Beowulf? The brown-haired man said seriously, watching the large sphere approaching. For an insect like you, yes, ha. The white-haired man shouted, laughing. You're stupid. The brown-haired boy shouted, creating in a second a huge burst of power which completely evaporated Beowulf's sphere of power. You'll die, idiot. Shouting that, Isay launched himself at Beowulf as his body charged with golden power. What? Said the white-haired boy, surprised to see how the brown-haired boy destroyed the attack without any problem. Dragon Fist, shouted the brown-haired man, launching himself against the white-haired man so that a huge golden dragon appeared behind him and with it impacted as well as pierced the white-haired man, causing him to vomit a large amount of blood. It's your end, Beowulf. Ma damn Hyoudou Issei, said the white-haired boy, trying to hit the brown-haired boy, but because of how weak he was he couldn't. God's forgiveness, shouted the brown-haired man, filling Beowulf's body with a white and golden aura. Your sins have been redeemed, Beowulf. Arigato Hyoudou Issei, said the white-haired man as his hair slowly turned brown again. Thank you for getting me out of this anger. It was the only thing I could do, said the serious brown-haired man Hakai. Saying that, Issei disintegrates Beowulf, killing him forever. Finally, there are no more problems, said the brown-haired man, exhausted. He breathed exhausted. My shit, using a twice as 2F book. Saying that, Issei creates a portal which sends him with the other Sekiryuutei, who smiled when they saw that Issei. I did it, senpai, said the exhausted brunette, returning to his base state as the powers returned to each of them, but still kept a large amount with him. Thanks for the support. Don't worry, Cowhide, said the first Issei in black armor, smiling. After all, we are here to help you, Issei from the 9th parallel universe, Sir Issei 9. Thank you, senpai, said the brown-haired boy, sadly. One of these days you'll be here with all of us, said the brown-haired boy from Universe 2, smiling. Don't doubt it. And I see it will be a great honor to be in the place of the best Sekiryuutei, said the brown-haired boy nervously. And now what else? Well, the only thing left for me to do is give you something like I did with one of your brothers, said the black-haired man, smiling. More specifically, I did it recently by giving him a woman for everything he has done and for him to improve, and I'll give you one too. I would like to give you more, but that would be favoritism, but just because I don't give it to you directly doesn't mean you won't have more. Oh okay, said the brunette nervously. Very well, said the black-haired man, and with a snap of his fingers, he made a blue-haired woman with a good body appear wearing a black jacket and red pants who looked confused at everyone. Her name is Bulma and I hope you take care of her, Isay. Temporary image, or do you want it that way? Okay, no XD, but if you want it that way, vote for it. Huh? You're Isay, right? The blue-haired girl said, confused. That's right, Bulma-san, said the brunette, offering his hand to the girl, who accepted. It will be a pleasure and I hope you feel better with me. When he said that, the brown-haired man smiled as well as made the girl blush as well as made her heart race. It will be a pleasure, I say, said the blue-haired girl, blushing. The pleasure will be mine, said the brown-haired boy, smiling. Then I'll go. Someday I'll see you again, my senpais. Saying that, Hyoudou Issei disappears from the place with a girl named Bulma. Are you lovers? Hyoudou Issei was in his living room resting after his confrontation against Beowulf, where he was exterminated once and for all, wishing to be at peace with his wives and daughter, which was what fascinated him. Bulma quickly joined the Sekiryuutei harem, just as they all ended up accepting her as another member of her beloved's harem. Ah, sigh, this is better than fighting, said the brown-haired boy, smiling, relaxing, while little Kunu played with the toys she had, as well as a reduced version of Draig, who was taking care of the little girl. Her trying to relax while your family is not in danger. You don't have to do anything but take care of your daughter and watch her play. This is the best. In a way, you're right, buddy, said Draig in the little girl's head without her being bothered. That last fight was enough for me for a few decades. That intensity I have N''T felt in hundreds of years was great. But you won't feel it for a long time, said the brown-haired boy, smiling. I want to see Kunu grow up and prevent anyone from hurting my little girl. Okay, but I want fights once a month or once a year at the most, said the serious dragon. I'll give them to you whenever I want, Draig. You're not my master, said the brown-haired boy angrily. Just wait for a fight and that's it. Okay, I'll do it, boss, said Draig reluctantly. Don't cry, Draig Tan, I'll play with you, said the little girl, hugging the dragon tightly. I'm suffocated by so much love, Draig screamed in pain as he turned blue. Kunu leaves Uncle Draig, said the brown-haired boy, smiling. Okay, said the little girl, smiling, letting go of him to hug the brown-haired boy. Dad does love Kunu, right? Yes, I do love my little one, said the brown-haired boy, smiling. Daddy, can I have candy? The little girl said, smiling. I'm sorry but no, said the brown-haired boy, smiling. I want it, sweetie, the little girl shouted, biting and hitting every part of the chestnut tree. Dean, said the brown-haired boy, giving him a sweet with marks all over his body and bleeding. Sweetie, said the little girl with stars in her eyes, biting the candy as best she could. It hurts like hell, said the brown-haired man, rubbing every part that his little daughter hurt. But that, after a few minutes, a magic circle appeared on the ground, making two women appear, one of them being Gabriel, the most powerful Seraphina of heaven, but the other one he barely managed to recognize. What's wrong, Gabriel-san? The brunette asked, confused. I came to see you, Hyoudou, Issei-kun, said the blonde, smiling. I wanted to thank you for what you have done. What are you talking about? The brown-haired man asked, confused. About becoming the pillar of the alliance without asking for anything, said the blonde, smiling, and also about finishing off that being who almost destroyed the underworld together with Live and Lucifer. I already had a lot of pending accounts with that old man, so killing him was my mission from the beginning, said the brown-haired man seriously. As for Pilar, I am the husband of two of the Yokai leader Yusaka and the cadre Penemu. It was clear that I would be your ally, and as for that being, it was my duty and obligation to defeat him, since he almost killed my little girl. I see, said the blonde, looking at the little kitsune with a smile. So you are Kunu-chan, right? Yes, and Oba-san, who is it? Asked the little girl. Don't call me Gabriel or Ni-chan like that, said the blonde, smiling. Gabi-chan, said the little girl, smiling. Yes, she said, hugging the little girl and burying her between her breasts. You are very kawaii. Georgia Gabriel-san, said the brunette, nervous about the blonde's attitude. Gabriel-sama is drowning the daughter of the Sekiryuutei, said the woman in nun's dress. Emo is kawaii, said the blonde with a pout. Gabriel-sama, said the serious woman. I know, he said, releasing the little kitsune with a pout. You are? Asked the brunette, looking at the blue-haired girl. I'm sorry for not introducing myself, said the serious woman. My name is Griselda Quarta. The woman said, removing the part of her head, showing that she was a blue-haired woman as well as a good body, since her suit did not hide her large breasts. You're Zenovia's sister, aren't you? Said the brown-haired boy. That's right, she's my sister, and even though we don't have the same blood, I taught her many things, said the blue-haired girl seriously, and I want to thank you for having prevented her from dying. Huh? What are you talking about? The brunette asked, confused. When she faced Kakabiel she could have died, but you managed to prevent her from dying, and I thank you for that, said the blue-haired girl, showing a slight smile. Although it was the hacker Yuiku who is protecting her now, I don't know why you should thank me. He made time for me to arrive and defeat him, so you should thank him, said the brown-haired boy seriously. I already did it a few days ago and left her in charge of hacker Yuiku, who is now her partner, said the blue-haired girl seriously. I see, said the brown-haired man, looking at the ceiling. What are you thinking about? Asked the blonde, playing with the little kitsune. And some things that are not very important, actually, said the brown-haired man, sighing. There is nothing important to highlight in my thoughts other than one thing. And that's serious? The blonde asked, smiling. What did you come for besides that? Just coming to thank you for doing all that isn't the only thing, is it? Asked the brunette. A phone call would be enough for that, or am I mistaken? The Edobu, well, how to say it, said the nervous and blushing blonde, looking everywhere to quickly hug the little kitsune. I wanted to play with your tender daughter, haha. Is that really all it's for? The brown-haired man asked incredulously. Gabriel, he must already know what else we came for, said the blue-haired girl, smiling. You see, we want to be part of your harem. Really? Asked the brown-haired man. Reasons? Well, mine is because I've been attracted to you by seeing your skill in fighting for what you love, and well, Gabriel's is something similar, but she said, looking at Gabriel playing with little Kunu. He loves being with your daughter. It's kawaii, she said, puffing out her cheeks. It's not my fault that I don't want to separate from something as kawaii as Kunu-chan. Okay, so you both want to be with me for the rest of your life, right? The brunette asked, and they nodded. Well, you'll both be marked by me in a few days, but for now, something else. Saying that, the brown-haired boy approaches Griselda and kisses her passionately, then separates and kisses Gabriel with tenderness and love, who blushes like crazy. That's more than enough for now, right? Asked the brunette, and they both nodded. Good, and Gabriel don't get too attached to Kunu, that's weird. Well, said the blonde with a pout, trying to remember something. A certain Michael Nai also asked me to take charge of the last expedition for the last members of the Cow's Bridge, which is not even faithfully allied to this one, but is connected to a certain point. I see, then I'll go, said the brown-haired man. You can take care of Kunu in the meantime. Really? Said the blonde with stars in her eyes. Yes, but don't pamper her too much, said the brown-haired man seriously. Griselda, prevent her from suffocating Kunu, okay? Leave it to me, I'm the only one who can mess with Gabriel-sama, said the blue-haired girl, smiling. Well, I thank you very much, said the chestnut tree, to disappear from the place by means of a magic circle. On the lifeless planet, a fight had taken place between two universes, Universe 7 of the God of Destruction Bills and Universe 6 of the God of Destruction Champa, where the victorious ended up being Bills and Champa ended up upset, throwing a tantrum, determined to destroy its participants along with their planets, while Bills didn't care and was bored until his two guardian angels Whis and Vados told them about an unexpected visitor, where both cats were scared to see a small being with an oval head of purple and blue which looked like a child. Xeno-sama. Both gods shouted in fear. Just as they were scared, so were the Kasha of both universes and the participants when they found out who the little one was. Do you think it's right to see him from this height when he's down there in the arena? Said Bill's guardian angel, Whis. Of course it's not right, said the scared Hacation, throwing himself towards the platform. Why is Xeno-sama in this place? Hacation Champa asked nervously. Both gods of destruction bowed respectfully. Welcome Xeno-sama, said both gods. We haven't seen him for a long time, said Whis, seriously looking at a chestnut tree which was next to the almighty god. I hope he takes good care of him, said Champa's guardian angel, Vados. If you do, said the little one smiling. With that, all the Kashan came down to bow, also somewhat distant from the Hacation. Great Xeno-sama, what brings you here? Asked the youngest Kashan named Shin, scared. I came to give you a warning, said Xeno-sama, since you did all this without my permission. I'm sorry. Champa said, scared. They are Hacation, so don't waste your time, said Xeno-sama smiling. I apologize, Bill said, scared. Do you have time to listen to us, Xeno-sama? Asked Angel Whis. Bill-sama spends more time napping and eating than destroying planets. Tampa-sama is so stubborn to continue with an unhealthy lifestyle, that's why he has that body now. I offer him balanced meals and all that so that his physical condition doesn't interfere with his duty, but he keeps saying that my food is disgusting. It's very depressing, said Angel Vados with a sad tone while Champa was sweating, but she remembered something. Oops, I shouldn't have said it. When she looked at the brown-haired man, she could see how he looked with seriousness and hatred towards the Hacation Champa, and so he decided to approach him. The fight, said Xeno-sama smiling. Hey, don't you dare say that about Vados' food, you damn fat cat, said the brown-haired man seriously. Who are you? Champa said, looking seriously at the brown-haired boy, hiding his fear of Xeno-sama. This is Hyoudou Issei and he is Tomodachi, a friend, said Xeno-sama smiling. Friend of Xeno-sama? Hey, Whis, did you know about that? Bills asked his guardian angel. Not at all, Bill-sama, said the angel, just as confused as the Hacation, but I feel like Champa-sama got into trouble. Even though he is Xeno-sama's friend, it is none of your business, Champa said seriously. His food has no flavor, it is very simple. Listen, you bucking cat, or you say that again or I'll break your bucking face, said the brown-haired man while his eyes turned silver. Do you want to fight? Champa said, smiling as he looked at a tail behind the brown-haired boy. Even though you're Xeno-sama's friend, I see that you're only a Saiyan. I've seen several and they're not very powerful. Well, in the stands. Is that guy a Saiyan? Said a black-haired man wearing some kind of armor that only covered his chest, looking at a 15-year-old boy who was also wearing a breastplate and some kind of skirt. Hey, is that Saiyan from your universe? No sir, that Saiyan is not from my universe, said the black-haired boy nervously. None of us have brown hair or tails. Vegeta, didn't you say that Saiyans only had black hair? Asked another black-haired man in an orange combat suit. That's right, Kakaroto, all pure-blood Saiyans have black hair, although he could be a hybrid, but it's impossible since only the two of us were left as pure blood, as well as my brother, but he can't be his son, said the black-haired man named Vegeta. I see, he must be strong to stand up to Champa-sama, said the black-haired man smiling. Back to the arena. Do you want to see how strong I am, huh? The brunette said, smiling. You won't last a second. You were already conceited, said Champa smiling, getting into a combat stance, so come now. Okay, but I warned you, said the brown-haired boy smiling, so that in an instant he was in front of the smiling god Champa. Said Champa, falling to the ground unconscious while blood came out of his mouth. What? Said Angel was surprised. How is it possible? Bill said, scared. In the stands everyone was in shock when they saw that. He defeated a Hacation. Impossible, said the black-haired Vegeta surprised. That guy is very strong, said the black-haired man, smiling. Back. I hope that makes you feel better, you bucking cat, said the brown-haired man wearing an armor that expelled great power as he used his tail to lift it. Nobody tells my Vados that he cooks stupid garbage badly. Nissan, what is this? Asked Whis, not understanding anything. You see, Whis, he is Hyoudou Issei, whom we trained with our other two sisters for 400 years, said the white-haired girl smiling, apart from the fact that I am his wife, just like the others are. What? Whis said, surprised. But to have that power in such a short time. He was also trained by you-know-who, Vados said smiling. I see, said the white-haired Whis, understanding. "He is a Saiyan and a dragon of great power. Wait," she said smiling, showing a mark. "This mark symbolizes that I am his partner, the others have it too." "A dragon?" said the white-haired man confused. "That's right, it's a bit difficult to explain, but I'll do it later," she said smiling looking at the brown-haired man. "This clown needs attention," said the brown-haired man, letting him go so his armor could be destroyed. Puff. "I told you not to use all your power," said the white-haired Vados, lightly hitting the brunette's head with her cane. "I'm sorry," said the brown-haired boy, embarrassed to receive a kiss from the angel. "And this is for wanting to support me, but the other one will be hit harder," she said smiling. I asked for it," said the brown-haired boy smiling. "I'm sorry for doing it, Xeno-sama." "Never mind, it was fun," said Xeno-sama smiling. "Hey," said someone running towards where they were, knowing that it was the black-haired man smiling while looking at the brown-haired man. "You are strong, aren't you?" "If I am, in 400 years I will have learned the techniques of the 12 universes," said the serious brown-haired man. "My name is Son Goku, and I want to have a friendly fight with you," said the black-haired man called Son Goku smiling. "Okay, I don't see the problem," said the brunette smiling. The Ice Queen's team in the end. Issei was with the Sekiryuutei Vali Kido at the base of the final members of Chaos Bridge, which was not faithfully allied to it but was in fact members. "Are you ready, Vali Kido Lucifer?" said the brown-haired man seriously looking at the base. "Don't call me a demon like that," said the albino, annoyed. "I don't want to be recognized as a Lucifer, I hate that." "Anyway," said the brown-haired man without importance, "maybe you already saw the last time what level I can reach, didn't you?" "Yeah," said the albino remembering when he felt Issei's power sweating from nervousness. "Let's leave that and go inside." "You don't give me orders," said the brown-haired boy creating a magic circle making Fenrir appear. "Very well, Fenrir, you know what to do." The large wolf charged at the base at high speed, breaking the entrance and alerting the members. "Very well, come back," said the brown-haired man seriously, making him disappear through the magic circle. "Now you all leave immediately." But that came out a black-haired man with armor and a staff, as well as a blonde man in a formal suit and 2 swords. "You must be Bhikkhu, descendant of Sun Wakan, and Arthur Pendragon, descendant of King Arthur, right?" asked the brown-haired man looking at both of them. "That's right, and you must be the legendary Sekiryuutei Hyoudou Issei," said the serious blonde, sticking one of his swords into the ground, which emitted a great amount of sacred aura that made Vali a little nervous. "That's right," said the brown-haired boy smiling. "And you must be the strongest Sekiryuutei of all, Vali Kido, servant of Ria's Gremory, right?" said the black-haired Bhikkhu smiling. "If that's the case," said the albino seriously, "and I don't know who they are exactly, but if they want to destroy everything they will have to go through me. Balance breaker. But this Vali activates his White Emperor dragon armor." "Vali Kido, you take care of them both if you're a real man," said the brown-haired man smiling, "because I have some to face." "Hey, but what?" said the albino, protecting himself from several eye stakes. "What the hell?" 2 blondes came out of the place, one with a larger body and long hair, about 17 years old, and the other was a girl around 15 years old, who had a moderate body and was wearing a school uniform, as well as riding a broom, and had a magician's hat and a stick on her head. "They arrived," said the brunette seriously, thinking, "I will charge you for taking Ria's and the other Vali away from me, so I will take your girlfriend from my time." "So you want to face them both?" asked the albino, looking at the brunette. "That's right," said the brown-haired boy smiling, "those 2 are for me in every sense." "Having wives and a daughter, do you still want more?" asked the albino. "Seriously, you're not tired?" "And this is said by the one who has an heiress, a half-angel, an angel, the bearer of Durandal that your son desires, an ex-saint, a super cute lowly Nekomata, and a phoenix," said the brown-haired boy looking at him, "so don't give me any bullshit, asshole." "Okay, I better not say anything," said the albino admitting defeat, "then I'll go against Bhikkhu and Arthur and you against the other 2, right?" "Didn't I tell you before?" said the brown-haired boy, looking annoyed at the albino. "Do you only think about when you're going to buck the Gremory or what?" "I'm not your bucker," said the furious albino. "Fine, whatever," said the brunette annoyed looking at the 2 blondes activating their armor. "Let's start you 2. According to what I know and heard, you are Hyoudou Issei who finished off Rizavam live in Lucifer, isn't that right?" asked the older blonde. "That's right, and you can say your name so that idiot Vali knows," said the serious brunette. "Very well, my name is Lavinia Rinai, known to many as the Princess of Eternal Ice," said the blonde smiling. "I see, it's a pleasure, and you are Lefay Pendragon, Arthur's younger sister and descendant of the witch Morgana, right?" said the brunette smiling looking at the other blonde. "That's right, my name is Lefay, a pleasure Sekiryuutei, and I hope you take me seriously," said the other blonde smiling, "because I won't be easy to beat." "I know that very well, so it will be a pleasure to face both of these 2 very beautiful women," said the brown-haired man smiling. "Hey, don't flirt with Lefay," said the annoyed blonde, throwing himself at Issei. "You don't matter," said the brunette, seriously hitting him in the stomach, knocking the wind out of him to kick him and throw him against the building. "Vali, take care of them too, but if he interrupts me again things will get worse for him." "You don't send me Hyoudou, Issei," said the albino, angrily launching himself at Biku, who smiled and received him with a blow from his cane which Vali stopped with his arm. "I expected this. You're clever, hacker Yuiku," said the black-haired man, smiling, walking away quickly, followed by the albino. "The family reunion," said the brunette, watching as Vali chased Biku to come back and look at both girls. "Very well, let's begin." "The Fae cover me," said the older blonde, smiling. "Absolute demise, wake up." As he said this, his longiness appeared, taking the form of a 3-meter-tall ice doll in the shape of a woman in a dress with 4 slender arms. Its face had no nose or mouth, and it had 6 eyes on the left side of its face, while the right side of its face was dotted with something resembling rose thorns. "Wow, that's interesting," said the brown-haired boy, smiling. "So that's the true form of your longiness, huh?" "That's right, and don't get too confident," said the blonde, smiling. Demise freezes. But those words, the big doll begins to freeze everything around it, making breathing difficult. "So this is the power of the longiness of the Princess of Eternal Ice, huh?" said the brown-haired man, emitting a large amount of heat, managing to prevent his surroundings from freezing. "Not bad. The Mise attacks and you too, Lefay," said the blonde, smiling, watching as the 3-meter doll launches itself against Issei to attack him, as well as Lefay launches several types of magic, among which were lightning and fire. "Not bad, but," said the brown-haired man, stopping the giant doll, "there's still more to go to beat me." But this, Issei covers himself with the doll, which receives all of Lefay's attacks and thus raises it with both hands and throws it against both of them. "DSK, this isn't over yet," said the older blonde, making the doll disappear to reappear at her side. "Demise freeze it." But that the doll throws several ice stakes towards Issei. "Slow," said the chestnut tree, dodging each of the stakes without any problem. "They still have more." "Not at all," said Lavinia, smiling. "Now Lefay." "Hi Lavinia-san," said the magician, casting a great spell which freezes the chestnut's feet and torso. "So you guys planned a lot, huh?" the brunette said, smiling as he lowered himself to the ground. "Not bad for the Princess of Eternal Ice and Morgana's descendant." "You are strong but not very smart, Sekiryuutei-kun," said Lavinia, smiling. "And you two are very confident," said the brunette, smiling, "defrosting the ice in seconds, that won't stop me at all." "I should have guessed," said Lefay, smiling nervously. "My magic will not stop a being as powerful as the Sekiryuutei. You are strong, Lefay, but you still have to reach the level of which Morgana, with good training you could equal or surpass her," said the brunette, smiling. "And Lavinia, and your longiness can rival the ice magic of Seraphol Leviathan and perhaps in the future surpass it." "Those words seem more like flirting than praise," Lavinia said, smiling. "Perhaps the Sekiryuutei wants to conquer us." "Wow, they discovered me and I think that to do it, I will have to beat them, right?" asked the brown-haired boy, to which they both nod. "Very well, ultrasonic Welsh dragon." When the brown-haired man said that, he disappeared from the sight of both women. "Where is she?" Lavinia asked, looking around in vain. "Lefay." "I can't see it," said Lefay, looking around. "Back off," said the brunette behind Lefay, giving her a light but quick blow to the back of her head, leaving her unconscious. "One less." "You're fast, Sekiryuutei-kun, but that's not all, Demise," shouted the blonde, making the doll look at the brown-haired boy and throw several stakes again, but they simply go through an illusion. "Where is she now?" "Techmate Lavinia," said the brunette behind her, pointing at her with his finger which charged dragonic energy. "It is better that you give up now and do not make this more difficult for me, Lavinia." "I'll have to admit my defeat, Sekiryuutei," said the blonde, smiling, making the doll disappear, "although now I'll call you Icon." "Icon?" said the brown-haired boy with an anime-style drop. "Why?" Out of love," said the blonde, smiling. "Or didn't you say you were going to win us over, Icon?" "Why yes," said the brunette nervously, in his thoughts. "Now I see why Vali felt strange before when they called him Virginia-kun. Wow, now I don't know what to say. I think I should have supported him a little more, or the senpai should have said it better, although well, technically we are the same person." "Icon, now where are you taking us?" asked a blonde, approaching the brown-haired man while carrying Lefay. "Well, we'll have to go to my house and let them meet the others," said the brunette, looking at her, "although I'll have to wait for Vali Kido to finish his fight." "Vali Kido-kun?" she asked, remembering the hacker Yukua. "The good one is fine." After a few minutes, Vali Kido returned with both members of Lavinia's group beaten. "You took a long time, Vali," said the brunette, sitting on the floor with Lavinia on his legs and Lefay with her head resting on Issei's arm. "I'm gone for 5 minutes and you already have new lovers, damn it," said the albino, sighing. I think he hit on me," said the brown-haired boy, laughing nervously, "but anyway, I'll leave you with your new companions, bye." Saying that, he makes a magic circle appear at his feet and disappear. "Son of a bitch," the albino shouted furiously, sighing. "Well, I think I'll take the advice and you two will help me protect my mistress and future wife Ria's Gremory." "Very well," said Biku, sighing. Damn Sekiryuutei, give me back to Lefei. The blonde shouted furiously. Siskin said the albino and black-haired man when they saw what the blonde was doing. But that time passed and Issei continued training to become stronger and be enough so that his girls would never be hurt, as well as his daughter and future daughters, while Vali Lucifer continued trying to surpass Isay, which became increasingly impossible, although he never gave up for the sake of his women. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown in left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.